Top four, more sure. The four, baby. We can do our top four favorites. We can.
Because AJ's gonna make him look like a fucking monster killer.
Keel.
Full circle.
Oh, that's a deep cut right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god.
Ever since I saw you sing Batista's theme song, I knew we would be friends.
I know we need to. Did we finish up Crown Jewel? Should we do that before we get into fucking
Yeah.
the week?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, let's backtrack a little.
All right, we're North Meat.
All right.
Okay.
The following podcast is scheduled for one fall. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MACKDOWN Podcast. Starring any combination of the following. Introducing Mikey MacD, Mr. B, A.J. Mitchell, Cam, and Kimmy. It's the MACKDOWN Podcast.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the MACKDOWN Podcast. We got 4 in studio again today. Cam, of course.
3 in studio.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Well, Ellie's there. I see Ellie down there in the corner, so she's in my spot. So there you
Yes,
go.
Ellie
That
is
is true.
taking
That
up.
is true.
She is the 4th in
She's
the
the
studio
silent fourth.
today.
The mascot.
Okay, so 3. Excuse me, I have 3 in studio today. One from parts up north that are very known,
Yeah.
close to
The
us.
Great North.
The Great North.
Just north of us.
So I got AJ over there remotely.
How you doing over here? It's always good to see you guys.
We got Mr. MacD
That's me.
and Mr. B.
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Myself, Kimmy, of course, as usual.
Kimmy.
Man.
Getting it kicked off this week. I'm going to shoot it over to AJ to have a little recap of the week.
It's AJ's shot.
Dad it.
Dun, dun. I love it. So it's been a great week for wrestling. We, of course, had our Saudi Arabia trip. Of course, AJ was worried for no reason. Things went off with a hitch. So we're going to recap a little bit of Crown Jewel. Speaking of Crown Jewels, got some new jewelry and some new bling. 2 tournaments end in the WWE. We've crowned our new king and queen. We're going to run through and see how that all went out. Of course, we're going to touch everything from Raw to Rampage and everything in between. We'll go, of course, to our fantasy because fantasy is where it's at. And I'm liking what I see. And, of course, we'll talk about that. And speaking of talking, we'll definitely go over some viewer comments. We definitely had some viewer comments this week, and we want to definitely touch on what you guys are saying, especially following us at MACKDOWN Podcast. With that being said, AJ's Yard is here, baby. Damn it. Kicking it back to you guys in-house.
Thank you very much,
Nice.
sir. So I do have ratings this week as well, just real quick. Only WWE, unfortunately, wasn't able to get the AEW ratings so this week. So sorry about that. But for
Their
Raw,
fault, not ours.
yeah, true. So for Raw, it looks like they had 1.59.
Okay.
And then NXT at the 606 as usual. In the 6. In the 6s.
I don't even, dude. I have not watched NXT in, I feel like, a couple weeks. I've seen highlights, but I don't think I've actually watched it.
Yeah, same. I've seen just highlights.
Pretty much.
And then SmackDown looks like 2.1.
Wow. Okay.
So back up.
Back over 2.
Yep, back up from last week.
Back on Fox. Back on their normal.
Yeah.
Same bat time. Same bat channel.
Exactly. Staying at their 2 mil average. Yeah, I think that moving to the other station really fucked them last week, but they're back to the usual.
Nice.
So you gotta just put it right there. SmackDown is the hottest thing hottest wrestling on television right now based on the viewership. I mean, if you're
Yeah.
hitting over 2 consistently,
Mm-hmm.
that little move, yeah, kind of messed them up a little bit, but they still beat out AEW, which Tony Khan definitely is eating crow, man. You know, he goes on Twitter, he goes and says, you know, things about how he wants to do things as far as competition, bro. I really don't look at you guys as competition, and that's not a bad thing. It's not. You are an alternative. If I want to watch pro wrestling that's more age appropriate to what I want to watch, you're hitting my demo. I'm right there. You're there. But the overall bigger picture is that you are just. It's like saying you got your mom and pop shop down the street that you can go to, or you can go to Walmart. That mom and pop might be great and might have the stuff that you want and it's always available, maybe a little bit pricey, but you're paying for the convenience of it being there. Walmart, however, is a conglomerate that's going to have multiple locations all over the world. Walmart, WWE is like the Walmart, man. You can't sit there and say I'm going to take down Walmart when, you know, you have one demo.
I think too that they are competition. They are definitely 100% competition. Here's the problem. They're trying to compete with SmackDown head to head for a half hour, whatever it is. And Tony Khan, to his credit, yes, he is eating crow, but to his credit, he's out there fucking shooting shots, man. You know what I mean? He's like, we're gonna fucking beat you. We're not right now. We're not there yet, but we're going to fucking beat your show, and it's gonna be on a consistent basis. And I feel like, in your eyes, they're not going to be true competition until they're fucking running legit head to head with shows. And as a wrestling viewer, as a wrestling fan, I'm just talking for myself here. I enjoy that way more than wrestling on Monday, wrestling on Tuesday, wrestling on Wednesday. No, man, give me some fucking competition. Dude, it just kind of sparks a fire if we have Dynamite on Monday, Raw on Monday, go. I guarantee you, Dynamite whips that ass, bro.
Oh, Monday night? Oh, yes.
Yeah, if they're head to head with Raw,
absolutely.
Raw's getting their
100%.
ass whipped.
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
that.
see, and that's just the deal, though. I mean, is it to the point where they can do that here? But you got to realize WWE is a global market, bro, and AEW doesn't have that.
They're never going to
total-
go away. It's going to be like Disney and Pixar at this
Right,
point. You know
right,
what I mean?
yeah, exactly, right.
It's
right.
different. It's not the same. It's kind
But-
of the same, but it's not the same.
Well, my question is, you think AEW has to go to 3 hours to compete against Raw?
No.
No, absolutely not.
Because after they're off the air, say like they both start at the same time, after they're off the air, everybody watching that is going to go over and their ratings are going to jump.
Well, that's why the Raw is 3 hours now, because Eric Bischoff went head to head with them 2 hours live, and then he added one more hour to get more ratings, and then Raw was like, well, fuck it, if you're going to run 3, we're going to run 3. And then it was a 3 hour versus 3 hour show. Like, oh my God. Yeah. But it made it interesting because you could flip and just go to different channels. Like, fuck this, I'm changing channel. Mm-hmm. And then you get like Chris Jericho and fucking, you know, Chavo Guerrero or fucking Juventud or some shit. You know what I mean? Back in the day, that is.
Yeah, I like the competition, and I can see where AJ's coming from in his like thought process of that. But I think, in my opinion, like I like you said, bro, I do think that they're trying to be competition, if not anything. It's not
and
like
they're making it known.
Yeah, it's not like they're an Impact or they're this or that. Like it's like a small indie company, and they know that they're a small indie company, and they're just going to stay as such. AEW's like, no, we're not a small company, and in fact, we want to be the company. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, their company pretty much started with pay-per-views.
Yeah.
That's how they started. So they started big.
Their
saying,
first show,
we're coming in and we're going to show you we're not just a little company.
Yeah, because would you consider All In an AEW product at this point? I mean, technically it was not, but everybody that's in AEW now was on that show. You know what I mean? Chris Jericho was on that show. You know what I mean? Fucking Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, all of them. Yeah, Hangman.
You said All In. You mean the
everybody that started AEW
Impact?
was there.
No, All In. It was before AEW. Like, that was them going, oh, this is a real thing. Mm-hmm. We sold out this arena, this 10,000 seat arena, in like minutes.
It's like a test drive.
Their initial
the very
debut.
First test run before
a soft
it was AEW.
Open.
Yes.
It was a soft open.
It was presented by like Ring of Honor and New Japan, basically.
Dude, and not only did it sell out, it sold out like
Immediately.
fucking that. Like,
Well, then
Yeah.
if it was presented by New Japan and Ring of Honor, then AEW is not gonna.
Well, because Dave Meltzer was even talking shit to Cody through social media going, whatever you guys are doing is great, but until you can sell out a fucking 10,000 seat arena, then don't fucking come talk to me about, whatever. I don't know the particulars,
they're
but
like, okay.
but he was talking shit, so they were like, fuck it, okay. Let's just see. And at that time, dude, the Bullet Club was like the most over fucking thing in wrestling, period. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's what I said. I mean, if it's more focused to our demo, then yeah, because our demographic is the one who's going to watch. But WWE, like I said before previously, they're building wrestling fans. They're more in the sense of like how you say they want to create characters and they need to build that. They're also trying to instill that in our children as well. They're building the fans as well. I mean, look, we've been a fan since we were like 6, 7, since we could fucking remember. And it's all based upon those type of characters that they built and us moving forward with those characters, those Hogans, those Savage, those larger than life characters. When the Attitude Era came around, they had to finish out that demographic of that. When we grew up to 12 to 13, he still had to have us. We still had to be a part of that audience that he had to give.
Well, yeah, just about
to.
every 10 years or so, there's another, basically
Boom, right,
a new generation, the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era, the Reality Era, like every,
or just in general generation of the fans that are trying to grab.
I'll even put it to you this way: Cam is the youngest from all of us. So when he was like 12, 13, I believe John Cena was just coming through. You know what I mean? So that's
I
what
think Jeff Hardy was super hot at that time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So he got to see the next larger than life superstars. That's why John Cena was so big. That's why, Edge and Randy, he has more appreciation for those guys than he would for the Hogans and the Savages, because he didn't grow up on the Hogans and the Savages. But me and you and Kimmy and Mr. B as well would look at the NWO Hogan change as like one of the biggest things in our lives because of the fact of who Hulk Hogan was.
Yeah.
That shit was like, us seeing that live happening before our eyes, being a part of that moment was like.
I think too that that was a huge moment. I mean, it was the swing in pro wrestling. You know what I mean?
I think this is the perfect segue into our viewership comments.
Yes, exactly.
So Vic, VIC, number 4, Dub. Vic 4 Dub.
What's up, Vic?
Left us a comment. He goes, I think WWE is trying to please too many people. The kids, the adults, the people that don't watch, the stockholders, USA, and Fox. And that's how it becomes a cluster of BS. And I think that's truly what we're talking about is generational shifts of talent. Mm-hmm. And right now, WWE is very confused about where they want to be because they have, a Nikki ASH, but then they also have Roman out here going, I'm going to kick your ass and bitch and all this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Goldberg's going to murder people.
So, yeah, like when you're like, oh, they're trying to cater to the kids. Not really. Like they try, but then they're like also like, oh, but we need something edgy. So it's like they're very confused about their brand and what it is that they want right now. You know what I mean?
So, I agree with you, but I'm going to say it to you just like this, and to you as well, Vic. Thanks for your comment. Always love people commenting on our stuff. Please add there on there. And Vic, once again, thank you for following us at MACKDOWN Podcast. But getting back to what you said, hey, welcome to corporate America. That is what a business needs to do. A business has so many hands in the pot. A business has so many people they have to please. And when you're being pulled in many different perspectives, WWE is, before it went live, went corporate and all that stuff, when it was able to do what it was doing back in the Attitude Era, was only because of the fact that it wasn't corporate in that aspect. It wasn't stockholders.
Yeah, and that was the worst thing that they could have done. They never should have went corporate. I understand why, because of course you want to put as much money in your pocket as humanly possible.
Of course,
and I mean
it's
that's
a business.
The goal for a business. You know what I mean? And that's why too.
To make money.
Hang on, hold up. And that's why too. It's more geared towards like with now Vince McMahon is wanting that television show. He's wanting that I'm going to tell you what the direction is. I'm not going to listen to you. You're not going to tell me shit no more. And that goes back to the fucking what do you call it? The Thunderdome. Mm. He got spoiled, man. He's like, now I can create my show how I want, when I want. You're going to cheer. You're going to boo. And he's, we all know that they fucking sweeten the crowds.
Yeah.
They always sweeten the crowds. They want to say that they don't, but you're
Yep.
sweetening the crowds. So
I told you how it is on the Thunderdome. They tell you what to chant. They tell you what to say.
And that's the thing I think WWE fans, going back to what you were saying, is they're confused as far as the fans that have watched us, the 30-year-olds, maybe the 25, 20, whatever plus year olds. We grew up with a certain style of pro wrestling, and that's what got us all hooked, right? Now it's more of a soap opera. You know what I mean? It's not, they're not listening to us as how they used to do it. You know what I mean? Hogan was over as fuck. That's why you got to put the belt on Hogan. Then, of course, Warrior steps up. He's hot as fuck. You got to go with him. Does it work? No. Does it work sometimes? Yes. But it just depends on, that viewership and that fan base. And that's why people attach and they fucking buy the merch and all that shit. Because nowadays, dude, like, who's the top merch seller right now? Roman?
Yeah, had to be.
It's got to be.
Who's behind him?
Yeah, it is.
Probably the Usos.
No, the whole bloodline stuff is what's popping.
But who's behind them?
Yeah,
like,
who's second in merch?
Who's second? Because back in the day, that's how you would rank everything.
It's probably New Day. They're probably still pumping out.
I'm curious. I wonder if I can look that up.
Yeah, because back in the day,
they show
whoever
that
was
on their
selling the
shop?
most merch, that's who was basically they were putting on TV. You know what I mean?
Hey AJ, don't they show that on their WWE shop? Who has the highest merch?
No,
They don't.
No, they don't.
I thought they would.
I wish they did.
I mean, especially how they would always do some kind of right before they come back to the match or whatever from commercial, like some kind of fact.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, we did 50,000 this year in fucking.
Because
this and that.
they put that in their business reports. They don't put that on their product, like as far as a presentation. They don't want to. I mean that, and plus you got to realize something. If you say something like that on your website, you kind of putting some of your talent down at that point.
I bet Bray Wyatt's still a big seller.
Guys,
in WWE
it's so
merch.
funny you said that because it literally for this year.
Shit's on sale.
So for this year, it said that for 2021, the top 5 was Bad Bunny after their debut. Yeah, and then Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt, Becky Lynch, John Cena. But when
fucking Cena,
dude,
damn.
but when it's talking about last year, it's like, yeah, Bray Wyatt surpasses Becky Lynch and Roman Reigns to become the #1 merch sell.
Yeah, because the Fiend was hot, bro. The Fiend was
Yeah.
on fire, bro. Everybody wanted something with the Fiend, bro.
It's just so unfortunate because this is not like I just said, it's not the WWE that we thought it once was, man. It's just not. You know what I mean? It's not what Vince wants because Bray is so smart when it comes to changing his character and you know what I mean? Even like Jericho just completely
Adaptation
dude.
with the times, bro.
Yeah, and that's not what Vince wants for his company anymore.
But-
like that's why AEW I feel like would be such a great fit for him because he's too brilliant to not utilize his talents basically. I'm trying to think of the correct words to say.
Yeah, no, and I feel you on that. And once again, going back to what Vic was saying in his comment, with all the different, pots to please, you got to realize which one really sets the tone. I mean, it's almost like a popularity contest to Vince on which one is going to push me in the right direction to keep making that money. And as long as I give a little to each one, it satisfies the need for each one to have some type of, justification on why I've done what I've done. Even you can't please the masses, but what you can do is continue to move your business forward. And that's what Vince McMahon is doing. He's moving his business forward in a direction to say, hey, this is the product that I'm producing. This is the product that I'm putting forth. And guess what? Whether we like it or not, we're still watching, right?
Yeah.
We're still watching. So, I mean, until the day comes where we're like, man, I have not watched any WWE product in 6 months, we really can't put ourselves in a position to say, the product is stale, the product sucks, the product is this, but we're still trooping along because we're giving it a chance. And that's, guess what? He's appeasing us enough to keep us there, We're getting, there's a little meat on the bone so that we're still getting some.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying about the whole please and everything. And once again, thanks, Vic. If we're closing this up, thank you, Vic, once again, for commenting. Please, once again, everybody listening, put some comments in there. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We'll debate it up, and we'll we'll keep it going. So
Hey, maybe
with that
one day
being
we can
said,
get Vic on the show.
Yeah, that'd be
We can
great.
Skype him in one day and get his opinion.
I think he would love that, and I think he knows enough. You know.
I'm down.
yeah,
More the merrier, man.
he seems vetted. He seems vetted, so we're good. I love it. He'll be a guest up in AJ's yard. Dun it.
All right. Well, yeah. If we're wrapping that up, then
You know what I
About
think
Crown Jewel,
WWE
baby.
should do really quick before we move on? They should segment their show. If they want to please the masses and have a kids show, but also adult, like the first hour, Nikki ASH, fucking bullshit characters, fucking, you know what I mean? Like all the happy-go-lucky, not so gory shit. And then towards the end of the night, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, for the first couple hours you can watch this, but then it's nighty-night time for the little ones, and then we
Yeah.
can finish watching it as an adult wrestling program.
you could do like Raw is War, and then remember that second hour they changed it to the War Zone. Yeah. So it could be like completely different.
Yeah. So
Shows,
same show,
basically.
but yeah, like just change up the vibe, basically. Put all kind of your, you know, happy-go-lucky stuff at the beginning, basically.
That's brilliant, because then you got multiple shows
Right,
running
in
and
one.
in one.
And you could be like, oh, I know for sure I want to watch the last hour because they're going to get their asses handed to them and I want to watch that fight. Or you
Yeah.
can be like, hey, no, I'm going to watch the first hour with my kid during dinner and it's all the stuff that they're allowed to watch.
That's the way to go, right?
Why
there.
not just segment it up like that and just make the more risque stuff at the end of the night? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's the way to go.
And then
I think.
and then SmackDown is kind of already like your, I feel, more technical wrestling than showboating.
It's more of a wrestling show than
Mm-hmm.
a TV show compared to Raw, because Raw is very story heavy, just
Very.
story, in-ring promo, my god.
The Miz show, the fucking whoever show. There's always like 3 or 4 different the shows in the fucking middle of the ring. Like even Corbin has one now, I think, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
know.
Yeah. Happy
They're,
hour.
Everybody
they're
has the
okay
dog
and all,
show.
but they just have too many of them.
Yeah.
And sometimes they have like 2 of them on the same show.
That's why it was funny when Drew last night was like, I don't know about you guys, but are you ready to see a damn match? Jesus. Because it's been like 30 minutes in this motherfucker, and there's been no in-ring action, you know?
Well, and how are you supposed to keep kids entertained with just like dialogue?
You don't, man.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't. They got to see some type of action going on.
Yeah.
Because you're not entertained? No, I'm not entertained. We're Sheamus.
Oh, hey, he did get some TV time.
Yeah,
but anyway.
finally. Holy shit. I think we all popped
Yeah, well-
when we seen him, because I was just
Yeah.
talking about him. It's like, fucking Sheamus! There he is!
We will definitely get to that in that segment. But,
For sure.
But yeah,
All right.
definitely. So speaking
Yeah.
of segments, Crown Jewel.
Yeah, let's get into
We've
it.
now crowned some people.
Nice.
Congratulations to King Kofi or King Xavier.
oh.
King Woods.
King Woods. I said Kofi because he was in the ring with him doing the thing. But yes, King
He
Woods.
deserves it,
Congratulations to King Woods.
I'll give him a clap there, because he definitely deserved it. You know, I gotta say one thing about that, and then we'll definitely move to the roundtable with this. I definitely am proud that Kofi. Jesus, you got
Sorry,
me saying
that was
it.
my bad.
Xavier got some singles cred, man. Like
time.
he hasn't won any singles championships. He hasn't, had a real big singles push run. When we went to that show in Denver, he did hold his own with Bobby. You know what I mean? He beat Finn, bro. I mean, he's beating former world champs. He beat Jinder. Jinder. You know what I mean? So it shows that Xavier can possibly hang with the masses. Give him a U.S., give him Intercontinental. Let him start. We're not saying give him the chip right now, but a King of the Ring win is definitely a great stepping stone for him. I hope the King of the Ring curse doesn't follow him. You know how they always have that King of the Ring curse. Baron was the last one to get hit with it. And
It wasn't a curse until fucking like Mabel. Because the first one was Brett, and then because it was whoever won the King of the Ring, basically you were the number one contender for the title at SummerSlam. That was kind of like, because it was around that time is when they did it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then they just changed it completely, because to me, I love that format, because if you're gonna, it's like a mid-year Royal Rumble, but not a Rumble, of course. It's like a reset. You got a tournament of 8 people, and then boom, you just have whoever win, and then they're the number one contender for SummerSlam.
Dude, I love tournaments. I love tournaments.
Me too, man.
I think
Tournaments are fun. Yeah.
it's exciting. You know what I mean? It adds a little bit of
It's fresh, man.
yeah, competition.
Put
my
matches
thing,
together
I'm
you
not
don't
gonna
think
lie.
you ever see.
Well, it gives a purpose to a match that would otherwise not have a purpose. So instead of just throwing two people together, this is a good way to quote unquote throw two people together, but there's a reason behind it, and it's a way to build a story. You know?
Right.
Anyway.
You can have a great first round match with two people. I mean, didn't that happen with Ciampa and Gargano? I mean, we knew about Ciampa and Gargano before, but they were in that cruiserweight tournament, correct? Mm-hmm. And they got the first round match and they blew the house up. Look at them. And then they went four takeovers, 3 or 4 takeover main events. 2 of them weren't even for the belt, I believe. Like, that unsanctioned match was crazy. DDT on the open Raw stage while you're handcuffed. Come on. Come on.
Dude, they put on some great matches, and the story was great too. That was the part.
And there's Kimmy right there, hit it right on the head. The story. They built a story from 2 people being thrown together in a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And now look at this.
It's perfect. That's what I mean. There's ways to do it, quote unquote, organically that's still planned without making it seem like, all right, well, this is what our writers did, so there you go. There's just no reason or logic behind any of it.
Yeah, let's just throw 2 and 2 together and make 4. Yay, because we can. Yay. It's like, no, bro.
Yeah. Well, and then congratulations to Queen Zelina Vega.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I was really surprised by that because I figured they were going to do something with Dewdrop, even though I can't even believe they're still calling her that.
Well, they definitely fucked over Shayna, just like we said they were going to. We were all hoping last week that she wouldn't get fucked over, and she definitely did.
Dude.
Yes.
She definitely did.
Just why? I mean, I hope.
No, because that was a quick
I don't even know, bro. Like, there's no words that I mean, there's got to be a story with this. Maybe there's something I'm not seeing. I'm always that guy that gives WWE the benefit of the doubt because I know I'm watching a television show about wrestling. So I'm like, okay, what is the drama continues? Like what's gonna come of this?
Yeah, like when are they gonna give her the opportunity, dude? Like what?
I mean, the first one. This is the first person that you want to represent. Okay.
Yeah. That makes no sense. Like, dude, don't get me wrong. I give Zelina Vega all the credit. She's really, really good on the mic. She's a little spitfire. She's got fucking some talent. But she's not Shayna Baszler, dude. She's not Shayna Baszler. She doesn't deserve... And also, Shayna's been busting her fucking ass for how long? She definitely deserved that over... She didn't deserve to lose to Dewdrop of all people, first of all.
And here's the thing, man. It's your show. You can create these people. Like, it's easy to create stars, and I just don't understand why Vince is so gung-ho on this 50-50 bullshit. Like, why are we not creating stars? Like, what they're doing with Roman right now?
Perfect.
It's perfect. It's brilliant. Like, you have to establish your fucking main event players. Like, even Drew is so 50-50. They're all 50-50. You know what I mean? Like, nobody gives a shit about that. I guarantee you if the Super Bowl had 2 50-50 teams, like, nobody would really give a fuck except for the fans of those teams.
Yeah,
right.
There has been Super Bowls like that where I'm like, okay, I don't give a shit.
Who cares?
Yeah. Like, we'll put it on and we'll have food and drink, but, like, I don't care about the game. Wow.
Double doink.
Can you hear me?
Double doink. I love it.
Thank you.
So I definitely get it. So, congrats to both the winners. Xavier, I hope I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm moving so close to the end of the show, but Xavier, you are my winner of the week. I'm saying it right now.
all right.
And,
Save that shit for the end.
Yeah, save it.
Save it for the end.
Save it for the end.
I am, and I'm sorry to jump.
But you're
in
not.
like that.
He's like,
But
I
you're
am,
not.
but
You're
not that
just
I'm doing it
literally
right
talking
now.
all about it right now.
I know, but I am so
Let's
happy
not jump the shark.
But no, I am. proud
AJ
of
has
you.
had some vitamins too, by the way. So
Yes.
Vitamins.
Yes.
Yes.
Intimates. I like it. I had my intimates. But no, I definitely congrats on that, Xavier. You definitely deserve it. Ever since I saw you sing Batista's theme song, I knew we would be friends. So, Mr. Woods, congrats.
Yeah, man, I'm happy. I'm so happy for. I love the fact that they're recognizing the New Day all as individuals now too. You know what I mean? Because together it's like cool, great. They've established themselves as the greatest tag team of all time, right? I mean, in WWE's eyes.
Would you consider them a faction though?
Yes, but it's the Freebird rule where it's just a giant tag team.
So because any 2 of the 3 can fight, almost like the Demolition.
Yep. Yep.
Gotcha.
So they're
free birds
they're a
established.
group, you know what I mean? But yeah, and I love that.
Yeah.
It's unique. Nobody's really doing it. Like it I don't know.
It
They
gives
grew
the
on
chance for matches to be a little bit different. Yeah, I don't like it.
because I did not like them when they first started. Because I thought they were going to start like this religious fucking reverends and deacons and
It's kind of how it started. To
Well,
be
yeah,
fair.
it is, and they shoved it down our throats, and we booed the hell out of it at WrestleMania. New Day sucks.
well, and to
Was the
their
chant.
credit, they fucking turned that shit around. And was like, okay, cool, we're going
Yeah.
to do that then. And
You're
we're
like,
gonna
oh, New Day
fucking-
sucks. All right, well, I'm gonna get a horn now and play that along with your chant.
It's
Yeah.
so great. God,
I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna shove that down
They
your
adapted.
throat, baby.
They did
they're
adapt.
the epitome of pro wrestling, dude.
Yeah.
They are. They made it work. They definitely did. And you know what? One day we can, how we like to do our little top 4 Rushmore.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
that's
gonna
the
do
segment. Top
the
4
Mount
Rushmore.
Rushmores.
Top 4 Rushmore.
I
We
like
can
that
always-
top 4 Rushmore.
Top 4 more sure. The 4, baby. We can do our top 4 favorite.
Freshman.
We can. I'm sorry. I'm a little vitamined. My intimals. What was I saying here? Yeah. So we can do our top 4 favorite New Day matches. Like, as far as like any combination, and it'll probably be Uso. But
I don't know, dude. They've
yeah.
had some fucking. They had killer matches with Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. They had great matches with the
Yeah.
Bar. Dude.
Bar definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll run that down one day. We'll see how we can do that in some sort. But shout out to the New Day. Hashtag New Day. Hashtag Xavier Woods. Hashtag King
Yes.
Woods.
I love it. Great timing.
Definitely.
Well, and again, congratulations to Zelina as well.
And Zelina,
I'm
yes,
really curious to
Zelina.
see how this role's going to work for her.
You
Did
know,
you deserve it? Did you not deserve it?
You know, hey,
With Zelina, I think it's more popularity is why
Yeah.
she might have got it over.
She's on what?
Baszler.
SmackDown or Raw?
She is on Raw. Yeah, I thought. Yeah.
maybe.
Oh, so she's going with Becky. She's gonna be fighting Becky. Okay.
So fuck Bianca then, right? Because she's on Raw too.
Right.
See, they just 50-50 bullshit, dude.
Well, I mean that just makes Zelina a legit contender. You know what I mean? She
Do you
has some
think they
streak
turn
right
that
now.
Queen's Crown into like a singles thing?
I don't know.
Like they just use that as like if you win the crown, you're the Queen's Crown. You're just known as the Queen's Crown, fucking whoever, whatever. You know what I mean?
The Queen of the Ring would have been
Instead
way
of like
better.
a women's
Yeah.
intercontinental.
Oh, do
You
it.
think they need a middle intercontinental women's championship like AEW's doing?
Yeah.
I do, but I don't because they don't have enough women to really sustain 2 women's divisions. Like, have you gone back and looked at the women that were drafted for Raw and SmackDown? I think SmackDown's got like 5 women they drafted. It's such a small division, and then
Well, everyone else thou's free agent to go anywhere. So I mean, technically,
Right.
well, the women are the ones that weren't drafted are so like Asuka,
Right.
Bailey.
Oh, Asuka, by the way, is got like, she's in top 10 for merch, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Which, see, that just goes to show you they're out of touch. But also Undertaker and fucking Stone Cold are still up there in the top.
Oh, yeah,
Stone
of
Cold's a
course.
forever stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's never gonna be off of there. Isn't
So
that insane?
yeah, the forevers are going to be definitely like DX,
Stone Cold, NWO.
Hogan.
I'm shocked they didn't draft Asuka. That's just what.
She had a shoulder tear, so she's been rehabbing a shoulder tear.
So where's
Ooh,
where's
yeah.
Bailey?
she's
She had
rehabbing
MCL,
an ACL
right?
tear.
ACL. Okay. I miss her too.
Yeah, we were just saying that last night.
Ding dong.
yeah.
Hello.
She was, yeah. Her little heel turn was a little awkward at first, but then she really got into the character and like made it annoying in a good way. Do you
If
know
they're
what I mean?
smart, they bring her back as a babyface.
They should.
They really need to, and have her feud with either Becky or Charlotte immediately.
Yeah.
Her as a baby face, bro.
Yes, dude. Yeah, because everybody, I guarantee you, I'm not the only. You haven't missed Bailey at all?
I miss
No,
Bailey.
I have, but not good Bailey. I like the bad.
So
I
if
like the
Bailey
ding
was to
dong
show
a lot.
up as just this badass attitude, take no shit attitude against, let's say Sasha beat Charlotte for the title. So if she shows up and you got Bailey versus Sasha, we can kind of reignite that whole NXT storyline, because the shit that we've seen before, WWE's really good about trying to make you forget about that shit.
Well, listen, here's my take on it. I don't think we need babyface or heel. I think we need a few people that just ride the line. I think we need a few people that aren't babyface or heel. Like, I'm not trying to impress you or you, but you still like me. So I'm technically babyface, but I'm not trying to, quote unquote, be a babyface. Right. I think they need a few more characters like that who aren't necessarily one or the other. You need to have a little bit of gray area too, to make it interesting.
So make him a real person.
Well, yeah, and because then it's not always like, oh, they flipped, oh, they're bad now, oh, they're like, it's not always like this stupid like, oh, look, you're my best friend, but I'm gonna turn on you. Like, it's always the same. So it's like, maybe don't always make it so black and white. Basically, you know what I mean?
So like how Sasha is. Sasha's kind of like that in my
Sasha's
opinion. You
definitely
know,
a heel.
Sasha's a heel.
Sasha's a heel, bro.
She's a heel.
Yeah. She's a heel.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I agree. Like, the shades of gray is always cool.
Because I think if she came back as a shade of gray, just know I'm Bayley.
Yeah.
Bayley.
Yeah, because then I mean, and you could tell stories too, like, because we know the best heels are the ones that think they're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
They're doing bad shit, but in their mind, they're doing it for the like Thanos. It's like the betterment of the world and the universe if I do this.
Right.
But you're killing everybody.
No, half.
Okay, half. Yeah, sorry. You're killing half.
Thanos had a good reasoning though. Half the people.
But he in his mind, he thinks he's doing good.
Right.
And it's like, no, bro. And I think that's what's missing right now I think Cody's on that Thanos route, to be honest with you.
Dude, he was getting booed. Let's talk
sorry,
about that.
I was going to say, sorry to just completely just segue
I know,
out of that.
I know, did we finish up Crown Jewel? Should we do that before we get into fucking
Yeah.
the week?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, let's backtrack a little.
All right, North Meat,
Okay.
So at Crown Jewel, let's take a look at some of the big headline matches. So we had that pre-show match. It was the Usos beating the Hurt Business.
Which we counted for the fantasy, by the way. Which we
yes,
talk
of course.
about that as well later.
Which AJ was very happy about that. So Edge goes over Seth, Monster goes over Ali, RK Bro goes over AJ and Omos for the titles to retain them. As we said, Zelina and Doudrop. What over Doudrop? Hold on.
What?
I had to sneeze. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
So sorry about that. And you didn't hear it. My noise canceling.
No, didn't hear it at all.
I love it. Goldberg killed Bobby Lashley. So it happened.
I can't believe that.
Yo, that was a devastating spear, though, man. I liked it. Xavier, as we said, is the new king. He beat Finn. Big E dominated Drew. That was a good match back and forth. That's how you do a face versus a face. That was Hogan and Ultimate Warrior, but like on a better stage.
He definitely beat him. I don't think he dominated him.
Oh yeah, but Becky beats Bianca and Sasha. I liked the match, but
it had some gaga.
Yeah, it was.
Whatever. I'm fine if it's in the right place.
And then of course your boy Roman, was the one who went and beat Brock in Saudi Arabia. So Brock was undefeated in Saudi.
I was about to say, can we talk about how good Brock is? Like,
Man.
it's so insane to me because like he hasn't been in the ring in 18 months, right? 18 months. He comes back, he gets in the ring, he looks like he's never missed a step. And then not to mention, dude, like when Brock wants to get somebody over, dude, he gets them over. He sold for Roman like
it was Hogan Warrior, bro.
He sold for him like he was, like it was one of his biggest challenges to date.
Yeah.
Which is, to me, that's great build because, Brock is a fucking businessman, dude.
Yeah, Brock is making his money. He took the pin, and you know what? It was a great way to take the pin. The whole match was good.
Everything about that match was good. Oh.
Brock was scary good, if that makes any sense, because it was scary to see that Brock Lesnar. A lot of people think Brock is one dimensional. He's gonna come in there, he's gonna whip your ass, and you're like, man, he doesn't.
Brock
doesn't give anybody anything.
Dude, he really can sell, and even when he's like, I don't know, like he just takes the shots really well, and is like, oh shit, yeah, that actually got me, and then he almost looks like surprised, but not like in a cheesy way, you know what I mean?
Well, and again, too, we got a lot of people in pro wrestling right now that are playing pro wrestler that have probably literally never been into a fist fight in their entire life, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
A lot of them. So when you got a guy like Brock who's actually been there, done that, he knows what it feels like. He knows how you would react in a situation where a liver shot, a fucking kidney shot. He knows
Right.
exactly how that feels.
felt
So
that
he
shit.
can sell that, dude. Yeah. And that's where I feel like we're lacking today is we got a lot of people that play pro wrestler that necessarily
Don't know
Or
how
not.
to take the
they
shot.
don't know how to sell that because they've never experienced it. You know what I mean?
Well, and here's the thing too that makes it more believable is because they're both willing to actually take a fucking shot too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like,
look
yeah,
at Riddle.
punch me. They're like, yeah, fucking go ahead and just hit me because, I can take it. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's going to hurt and it's going to suck, but it's going to sell and it's going to make this match better and more believable.
Let me ask you a question, all of you. Do you feel like Riddle sells well? How do you do you feel like Riddle is a good seller?
Well, to answer your question, two things on that. Number one, Riddle on a camel. Yes.
That's so awesome.
Yes. Yes, baby. I mean, dude, Riddle is slowly becoming like up that ladder of like how the Miz started to when the Miz
Right.
was with on Awesome. Like
But what
he's
about
starting to come
selling,
on my
though?
ladder.
What about selling?
But selling, going back to your point of selling, dude, he's really good at it. I feel like he's grasping the fact of what becoming a pro wrestler, entertainer is like, and definitely the sell is great.
But is
and-
he believable? Do you feel like when he's in trouble in a match, so to speak, do you feel like he's really in trouble?
Almost as
Like in your mind,
believable
you're like, God damn, he's hurt. And of course, you're not like he's really hurt, but suspending your
but he makes you
disbelief.
believe it. Yes, he makes you believe it. Almost as believable as I can't believe motherfucking Mahomes just threw a pick. But it was it was definitely a good sell for him. Yes, to answer your question.
What do you think, Mr. B?
About Riddle?
Yeah.
Just in the way, like in his matches, his selling. So like when he gets kicked or punched, or if he's in like a submission hold or something.
I feel he's more believable than most.
Okay.
Especially since he does have an actual fighting background, too.
Right.
I mean, he was undefeated for a while, yeah, before he left MMA.
He was knocking motherfuckers out because he was on that the Ultimate Fighter,
Yeah.
and he knocked some dude out. He might have knocked a couple dudes out, but yeah.
I think that's, dude, yeah. Unfortunately for, it didn't help Ronda Rousey in any way, unfortunately for her. I thought she was so bad in the ring. I really did not care for her matches at all.
Yeah, I wasn't a big
She
fan
was a
either.
really bad.
She had no reason to be.
She was just too
pouty
fast.
face.
She couldn't go slow.
Yeah, and she got pouty face real quick. and
Yeah,
that wasn't
her
it.
stupid pouty face.
It's like you're a
was
UFC
oh.
fighter and someone's gonna like do nothing to you and you're gonna act like you're dying. Anyway, she was trying.
She's the exception to my theory.
Yeah.
I think if you would have gave Ronda Rousey about a year of training with Natalya and possibly Kurt Angle, I think she would have been a monster.
Well, here's the thing. She came in like gangbusters in that match, but they rehearsed that match like a lot. Like a lot. They were all four in the ring together. I don't know if it was the Performance Center or somewhere, but they were like working on that match.
Which match?
Her very
one
first
in the-
match at Mania.
A Mania with
and
Triple
Kurt,
H?
Yeah, her and Kurt versus Hunter and Stephanie.
Her and Hunter one-on-one would have probably been great because Hunter selling for her was, bro.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like and that's what WWE's problem is now, is they're putting people on TV who have no business being there.
Dude,
Compared to what we consider to be pro wrestling, you know what I mean? But it's not like that anymore. So it's like you're literally going and playing a part, whether you can wrestle or not. Like Bad Bunny, for example, perfect example. He just comes in and does some moves, and
Baboony.
you know,
Say it right.
baboony.
well, let's not get too far off track, but yeah, I
True.
think that Brock Lesnar sells like a motherfucker, and I think
Yes.
Roman Reigns does a really good job at it too. To be fair, I think you know what I mean. And Paul Heyman was super quiet during the match, threw the belt into the middle of the ring to who, we don't know.
In the middle, just
It
in
was
between them.
Roman.
Whoever
It's
gets it,
Hey.
gets it.
But this is the great storytelling at this point. Because,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, he's like, fuck it, you know what? Here, I'm going to throw the belt in. Whoever takes it gets it, whatever you guys know what to do, blah, blah, blah. It just adds another wrinkle into that story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then he just looked a little nervous after the fact. But I love Paul Heyman too.
Well,
It was
He's a great
It was a
wrestling
great
character.
segue into the Usos coming in there too.
Oh, which you
So-
totally called too, because when I was listening to our podcast last week, I was listening to your little thing, like, yeah, and then the Usos could come out and I can get my 2 points. And so when they did come out, I fucking died laughing. I'm like, that's hilarious. They did totally come out.
With a double super kick, a point apiece, baby.
Which was perfect. I thought that was perfect, and then that was a good way for him to win. And then Mr. B called the clean pin. So
it was good.
Well, I do like this Brock Lesnar a lot better, and I feel like he was just playing games with Roman to
get in his head.
Oh yeah, my advocate.
Yeah, I read it this morning with my advocate, Paul Heyman.
You know, he's just trying to make.
You can't call.
Which I liked it.
Yeah, you definitely can't call that a clean pin.
I mean, it was 1, 2, 3, was it not?
Yeah.
There was no DQ. There was no DQ because when we were talking, what we said was Roman's going to keep the belt. But he may not quote unquote win the match, but he'll keep the belt via DQ, blah blah blah. But
he won.
But he won by pinfall. So technically, you were both right. Technically, the Usos came in and interfered, but technically, he did beat him 1, 2, 3. Well, let's jump to the women's match: Bianca, Becky,
and Sasha.
Dude.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just call out for 2 seconds how, for whatever reason, lately, dude, Bianca has been. I don't know, looking off camera for cues, looking at something specific for cues.
Yeah.
She's been very like...
Well, she kept looking back at hard cameras.
Yeah, it was weird, dude. She kept kind of looking over, almost like waiting for someone to show her something or tell her something. She's been... Everything seems very rehearsed. Because even when they were outside of the ring, she's almost like, okay, and stop, okay, and she's going to, okay. Like, you can almost tell she's thinking about it before it's happening.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's that big cast coming in.
Well, like, almost like when you get clotheslined, she's like, all right, and stop for a clothesline. It's not like she's getting clotheslined. It's almost like... She knows, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell she knows it's coming because she's almost like doing it.
She's preparing for it.
0.5 seconds ahead of when she should be, basically. So she's almost like over timing things. So,
but dude, she's still super green. That's what I'm saying. She has all the talent in the world.
Yeah.
Because like, let's say 15 years ago, 20 years ago, she would have been working at the independent circuits, learning how to work in front of a crowd, learning how to get them. You know, give them back, all that shit.
Yeah.
Then you get to WWE where you're legit polished. You're fucking the best in the world. That's what WWE's gotten away from.
Yeah, they're putting up a lot of unpolished. Dude. No, don't get me wrong. I love Bianca. I think she's super talented and great. Love her.
Too. Yeah.
But just lately, for whatever reason, it almost seems like she's a little bit more distracted by...
The spotlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's in a big position.
I mean,
now,
maybe she's just feeling the pressure to do everything correctly.
Maybe they're just overproducing the matches, and she's being made to have to
be perfect.
Remember these spots and remember these cues, because a lot of the agents back there legit put the entire match together.
Yeah.
Nobody really go, and that's what I give credit to AEW. They let their guys go out and girls go out there and just have a match, tell the story. They're like, okay, I want you to win, and maybe I want you to win this way. And maybe this is going to happen as well. But for the rest of it, just go out and tell your story in the ring.
I mean, and if your job is wrestler, yes. But, like, dude, could you imagine how hard that would be? Because their match was not a short match. It was quite a long match.
Yeah.
So you got to remember and choreograph that whole thing. So, yeah, it's almost as if, they're kind of just running a little bit. It was a good match overall, though. I thought they did a really good job.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I thought it was entertaining still. Just that the thing I noticed, that's all my little takeaway. But, yeah, I thought the match overall was good. And then... the roll up with using the rope to fucking pin Sasha Banks. I thought that was clever.
That little, it doesn't matter. It's a triple threat. Like, I love it.
Yeah, they immediately was like, that's allowed. So that was cool.
Good save, Michael Cole.
Well, plus it's a good heel move on Becky's behalf if they're wanting to go in that direction. You know what I mean? To use the ropes to pin your opponent. Still legal.
Yeah.
But it's a little shisty.
It is just a little shisty, yeah.
Definitely, and we're going to touch on that little bit of tension that's going on right now, speaking of shistiness, but we'll continue the Crown Jewel.
No titles changed hands in Crown Jewel, by the way.
Wow,
so everybody retained.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, Damian Priest and and Shinsuke weren't even there, so I mean, how can you change titles when the titles don't even appear on this damn show?
Dude, and that show was still 4 hours fucking long. Over 4 hours.
Yeah.
4 hours, yeah, that's a lot.
That's too much, WWE. I'm sorry, man.
I think they're just trying to give them their money's worth, obviously. They're like, here, we're going to give you
They gave them a WrestleMania quality show, man.
unfortunately for us, on a Thursday afternoon when I was working. So I did get to see a majority, but I didn't see every little thing.
It wouldn't, and fucking Peacock sucks. Hashtag Peacock fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I tried to start it over.
Blind.
I wanted to turn it on and start it over, but it wouldn't let me start from the beginning, dude. I think the farthest it went back to was actually RK Bro and AJ and Omos. Because when it first recorded back to where it hit play, Riddle was already kind of coming out on the camel, which was hilarious, by the way. You guys didn't see
great.
that.
Yeah,
No.
I missed all of Crown Jewel pretty much except for a couple matches.
We can watch it. I mean, whenever, but it's 4 fucking hours. It's like 4 hours. Well, with the
Probably
pre-show,
not
4
today.
hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's long.
Yeah, sorry. Going back to RK Bro versus AJ and Omos.
For sure.
I'm ready for AJ Omos to split. I think this is kind of going to be their avenue because at this point, like, Vince loves the fucking giant baby faces. Why? I don't know. I hate it. But Omos has started off as a heel, right? He started off as a heel. They could kind of transition him into a baby face and use AJ as a fucking avenue. Because AJ's going to make him look like a fucking monster killer. Killer.
Full circle. Full circle.
Oh, that's a deep cut right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my god.
Damn. But yeah, so I think AJ would get Omos over as a giant a literal giant baby face. And yeah.
No, I think they've stifled AJ.
Well,
enough.
yeah, AJ needs to go ahead and get back in some kind of title scene.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah, he's kind of getting forgettable.
Yeah, I'm ready for them to split. It's time. They were champion, they lost it, they've lost the match, and then they've lost now another match for the title. So it's like, okay, how much more of Omos is going to take of AJ losing these matches? Because AJ's losing these matches.
Yeah, they're not pinning Omos.
No, so Omos is going to be like, you're fucking holding me, but you're dead weight, dude. You got to go. I'm ready to fucking take off. And then they can start, then they can start the Kevin Nash, Big Daddy Cool Diesel route with him.
With Shawn.
No, just put him on that same trajectory where it's just like, boom, he's now singles, and then you could just launch him right up to the world title scene.
What?
But
When is this? Hold on. I'm trying to read this thing real quick. Like, when is this thing from? Because it says they've been together since April of this year.
just April of this year?
Yeah.
No.
That's what it says.
That's what I thought. I thought it was recent.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, because
Am I
it
fucking tripping?
says they reportedly considered splitting them up, and it says they were both drafted to Raw, and then they seriously considered breaking them up, and it says that was actually the plan until quote unquote people of power, including a top Raw superstar, spoke up and expressed thoughts on how Omos isn't quite ready for a singles run yet. Officials listened and then decided that they would keep them together.
Well, he's not. You want to know why? Because he's only been wrestling for like 2 years max, maybe?
Yeah,
Because
because
Vince McMahon said it himself. You need at least 10 years of experience before you're like really... Before
Ready.
you truly know what the fuck you're doing. You know what I mean?
to be main eventing.
But
well,
here
and you
he
want
is
to make sure
putting
people
Braun
are
on
safe
TV.
and
Right. You don't want to hurt... you don't want to hurt nobody, number one. Number two, you don't want to expose the
That's
fucking
why I
business.
feel it's stupid that they're closing doors to indie wrestlers, pretty much.
Yeah, that's ignorant, dude. The PC has, a few different coaches, but everybody's going to look the same, dude. All the mannerisms are going to be the same. All the steps and the hip toss fucking, or shoulder block,
arm
jump
drag.
over. Yeah, hip
Arm
toss.
drag.
Jesus Christ.
Because they want a wrestler in his prime, at his prime, then and now, not build a guy. I mean, that's what they're doing, but
That's what they want to do now, is like start from the ground up. We're going to literally mold this talent like Gable Stevenson?
Stevenson, yeah.
Stevens?
The
The
Olympic guy.
Olympic gold medalist. But they're going to train him their way, like their way, meaning like you're going to find the hard cam, find this cam, find that cam. You know what I mean?
Shit,
And
we might have another Kurt Angle on our hands, bro.
that'd be great, dude.
I mean, he seems
And he's legit.
charismatic.
I guess what I'm trying to say is they don't want a wrestler anymore. They want to just make their own, is what I was trying
Oh,
to
yeah.
say.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah, of course.
In-
You're absolutely right.
But use a guy that should already have that knowledge before he's on TV.
And their logic is they don't want
But
you
they
to
don't
come
have
in.
that knowledge, is what I'm saying.
Right.
A lot of
Yeah, they're
Like
literally
Omos.
teaching them from the ground up. They're like, this is literally how the business works. Because like Triple H said it, I think it was on like the Stone Cold broken skull or whatever. Triple H said he would much rather have somebody like the Olympic gold medalist kid to come in, teach him from the ground up their way, versus have somebody that's come in from Impact or name any Rocky Mountain, but they have already now got this way of how this should be. So then when they get to WWE Performance Center, they're like, no, we need to break all that away from you, and you need to learn this way.
Yeah, it's just I think they're speeding. I think they're going too fast with the process.
Rushing people onto TV. Yeah, exactly.
Because
exactly,
they don't get the experience. If that's what you want to do, then you need to already have someone with 20 years experience.
And that's probably why everything's so choreographed now, because they're not ready to be there. So they're choreographing all these matches. And then we got Bianca fucking looking over at cues, like time cues, and like, you know,
she all over the place.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Maybe there's a screen that she's looking at. I don't know.
Well, and the problem is that the rules don't apply to everybody, and they play favorites, and they're like, oh yeah, but I like you, so you're going to be on TV now, while the guy who's literally been in fucking training in camp for 3 fucking years is sitting there like, bro, hello? Like, I'm still here in the Performance Center, so obviously I'm doing something right because I'm still here, but like, why am I not?
It's like the
being
real
moved up?
world.
It's weird, dude.
Your hair's not lush enough.
Yeah.
He's not tan enough, Mike.
You don't have enough abs or some shit, you know.
Anyway, let's get off that and move on to. Is there another match we want to maybe speak on?
Yeah. So the only other thing that I felt was worthy to talk about was Edge and Seth.
Ooh.
Because that
curb stomp
match,
to Seth.
they started that show, and that fucking match was like, that was a long match, but they kept you entertained the whole time. No, just that one match. It was like 35 minutes, I felt like. But anyway, there's a lot of people on social media saying this match has put itself in the Mount Rushmore of Hell in a Cell matches.
Ooh. And nobody got thrown off. Wow.
They kept it inside, the whole time. It was a true Hell in a Cell match.
They have good psychology, the two of them, though. Like, it's probably some of the best.
It's like peanut butter and jelly, dude.
Yeah. They're very good at playing psycho against each other and just really having... Yeah, they're professional wrestlers at their...
Yes.
At their...
And this has given Seth such the rub. Also, getting to work with Edge, he's going to learn a lot of different psychology angles and methods, and this is great. Because to me, Seth and Roman right now is WWE's future. It has been since the Shield debuted. Because, I mean, really, who else is there that's... I mean, Big E is coming up the ranks, but you know what I mean?
Rated RK, bro, don't sleep on Riddle.
I'm not sleeping on Riddle, but Seth and Roman...
They seem like the mainstays, like the long term.
Yeah. That's like your Hogan Savage or like your Rock Austin.
Yeah.
For that generation, basically.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Cena Batista, Cena Orton. You know what I mean?
And they eventually could come back together for... You know what I mean?
I hope that they never come back together at this point, to be honest with you. Keep them separate now. They've already established... Because they've already come back together once.
Right.
Had their last little run together as the Shield.
So just keep them both individual, strong.
That's what I would do. Have your two pillars of your company, and then of course you got the women there. Of course, you know what I mean. You got your Sasha, the 4 horsewomen, basically.
4 horsewomen, yeah.
They're in a great spot talent wise, and I just hope that they figure it out as far as understanding, like when the wrestlers come in to understand what this is. This is a TV show about wrestling. You're playing this part, and just you got to be cool with that. Don't try to get over. Don't try to fucking, you know what I mean. Just stay in your lane, and what happens, it happens.
Keep
it moving.
You can have a script, and I'm going to read it differently than AJ's going to read it differently than Mr. B's going to read it. So really, you can take it and make it your own in some aspects.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can draw out some words in some ways, or, you know, do it a little more slower, or be a little more crazy with, like, so you can kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can go off script without it going off script, essentially. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you just make it your own. You read the script, but it's like, how would I say this?
Like, okay,
how would I, as this character, say this?
You're going to fucking do an elbow drop off the top, and how you take that is your choice. Like, you know, you could make it stylish. You know what I mean? So, like, I think that's where maybe people they're feeling a little bit too stifled. So they're like, all right, well, I'm going to go through the motions and do the match. It's like, well, okay, yeah, but you were also... Yes, you were handed a script, but you could make the most out of that script.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what the best do. That's what the best of all time have done. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, I don't know.
But if they can just do that and stay in their lane and everybody understands what this is and it's a giant team and we're all trying to, hey, if Vince wants Roman in that spot, cool, let's all get behind Roman because he's going to be the one that makes us the most money. So let's make him fucking, Oh, and then when it's Seth's turn, okay, Seth, we're going to let's put you up and we're going to do our best to make Seth look like he's the fucking god of wrestling.
It's funny because the more we talk about this week over week, I think the more I'm like, I'm not going to say understanding where WWE is coming from, but I'm more like, okay, well, if you're going to be a WWE, you have to then kind of like play that role.
Yeah, put your ego completely aside.
Yeah, you can't be all pouty and fucking,
like Sasha.
Right.
But I'm better than everybody. I should be in the spot. Okay, well then you need to go to AEW.
Right.
Because then you can legit go get over.
Correct.
And be a pro wrestler.
Who is it that was on that podcast that we were talking about that she left WWE?
Oh, Deonna Purrazzo.
There you go.
Yeah, she's Impact. Well, former Impact World Champion.
Because we were talking about her, how she kind of had that attitude where she was like, "Dude, I'm a pro wrestler and I'm better than these bitches, and like I wanna be able to be elevated, and you're putting me in squash matches, and this is bullshit. Like, what do you like? I'm better than this."
Yeah.
And so she's like, "I'd rather go work elsewhere. That's not the quote unquote pinnacle, so I can do what I love." And you know what I mean? So that's kind of like, okay, I respect her for that because it's like you realize that this bubble is not where you want to be.
Yeah.
So you can't stay in said bubble and bitch about it. You can either make a move or play the role.
Go get over, kid.
Yep.
That's what I love about AEW right now, and that's why I'm skewing more towards the AEW side. I'm always going to be a WWE guy. Don't get me wrong, like through and through. But
life, baby.
When AEW was super hot, it was no different than when NWO showed up. It's like, holy shit, like, I'm a WWE lifer. However, this shit's way better on TV right now. So I'm going to watch that. I'm always going to turn on Raw first, but I'm always going to flip over to see what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
And then it got to a point where it flip-flopped. WCW started, and I watched that, and then I'd flip over on Raw. And then if Raw had something on that fucking captivated me, I'd keep it there, But that's what I'm saying earlier. I love the option to be able to change the channel, have a different fucking completely something different, you know what I mean? And then everybody's more, geared to put their best shit out there.
Well, and we've said this before, we're in a new day and age of fucking streaming and recording everything, so it's not like back in the day where you had to choose. Like, I can go watch one and then go watch the other, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, so
it just makes it fun. It just lights a fire for us, the fans, because the company, like we said, WWE is never going out of business unless they decide to shut it down.
Ever.
AEW at this point is going to be, I feel like they are the new alternative, and they're going to be around for a while. You know what I mean?
See, and I like the way you put that, sir. They are the alternative. And speaking of alternative, AEW is where I feel our demographic is going to be more pivotal to watch because they market more to us. We want to see the matches. We want to see the indie style with a good story, but we want to see more in-ring.
Open,
We want to see more in-ring rather than more dramatization.
Well, and when you say in-ring too, I don't want to speak for you, but tell me if I'm right or wrong. When you say in-ring, you mean you want to see an in-ring product where they're telling stories and it's pro wrestling. It's not just a match for a match's sake. Like, they're actually using the match as a story to kind of help play out their actual story out of ring. You know what I mean?
Correct. I'm more interested in Sammy Guevara's storyline right now than most of the stuff going on in WWE. I'm outside of Roman and everything else. But
I do like Sammy too.
Definitely. So, I mean, it's more in the concept of give me something that I can relate to on a story level, but also give me something that is good in ring. Like, can there ever be a good balance? Yeah. But is WWE willing to put the good balance on the line for profits? Hell no.
Well, and I feel like too, like, everybody that's on TV in AEW, for the most part, they're in a story. Whatever they're doing is matter. It's not like useless. It's not just let's put like these two out here together to have a match. It's like no. They're actually building stories, and then they're having matches play out. So they're kind of layering story on top of story on top of story, so you can have that constant rotation. So every match that you put on TV actually has a meaning. Yeah. Which means it's way better to watch, man.
Well, like Cody and Malachi. I mean, I know Cody's getting booed like crazy right now, of course, but they had like 4 matches And he finally won out of those 4.
Yeah,
or no, 3.
It was number
3?
3. Yeah, yeah.
I thought it was 4 for some reason, but
They've had multiple like altercations.
altercations too. Yeah. But no, I mean they drug it out in a few matches.
Well, and they're telling
And
the
then-
story. They're making Cody question his future on his
Judgment,
wrestling
yeah.
career. So they're actually like, oh my god, this guy came in and just kicked my ass. Like, here, I think I'm done. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm obviously losing a step because he's lost a few matches, but now they're gonna play the meta heel or the meta baby face or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like he's gonna rise up and be that fucking that Vince McMahon type heel.
You know what they're doing good too at AEW that I appreciate? So like Darby Allin, although he got me like negative, they still were able to keep him off TV but keep him relevant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the WWE
that's
guys,
perfect.
they're off TV, but there's nothing being said. They're just off TV. They're just no longer fucking there. They're just dis-a-fucking-peered. Like, whoop. But with this, it's like, okay, yeah, Darby's not there this week. However, Sting's still there. They're doing still this whole segment with MJF. Like, they're still including and making him a part of something, even though, like you said, I don't need to see you fighting every fucking week. You don't need to be
even
together.
need to see you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it's perfect. It's perfect psychology that AEW is doing in that way because it's like, yeah, I'm still thinking about Darby Allin even though he's not there.
And he hasn't been for the past couple weeks. Yeah,
Motherfucker.
But it's still a forefront. Like,
Right.
the story's still, you know what I mean? But yes, I totally
But so I
understand
appreciate, even though it's getting me negative, I appreciate the story. You know what I mean? So, oh, and real quick, speaking on AEW, can we talk about dude dumping himself on his head?
Oh yeah.
Did you see that?
Did you watch
Killer
that,
Hawk?
dude?
No, I didn't see any
Dude,
AEW
okay.
this week. I'm sorry.
Lance Archer went to the top rope to do a backflip moonsault onto who was he fighting again?
who was-
Kingston. Eddie
Yeah,
Kingston.
yeah, that's right.
Eddie
He had him laid down. He went up to the top to do a fucking backflip, and when he did it, he came down and he landed almost like Brock, where but just instead of a shooting star, he did a backflip version.
Yeah.
Where he landed right on the
It was
top
almost like
pink-
on the top of his head, yeah.
But
like
he
right on the
also
forehead.
did have
Yeah.
his elbows.
Yeah,
down on the
dude.
ground.
It looked like.
So
He did
I
have
think
his
he might have
elbows-
concussed himself more than anything else.
I
Really.
hope so.
Oh,
And he
I
was
don't
pretty
think-
much out of it
yeah.
after that.
Yeah, the match was over. He
'Cause-
rolled out of the ring. They kind of looked at him. He rolled back in the ring, roll up, fucking pin,
1,
and
2,
then the
3.
match was done, dude.
Yeah.
Like it was over after that. And he laid in
Okay,
the
I
ring for
gotta
a
check
while
that
after
out.
that.
Yeah, I mean his body wasn't completely over his head.
Yeah, no.
He was he was already
A little over rotated.
Yeah, a little over rotated.
He was about a quarter of the way
So
rotated
he-
over, hit the front of his head like he just
his
almost
forehead.
like he headbutted the ring and then
Yeah.
flopped
His
over.
arms were a little bit down, but honestly, I really feel like his head took a brunt of that impact.
Yeah.
Like it
I
was
mean,
almost
well,
like
I mean-
head, forearms, kind of. I was like,
It could have
oh.
been a lot worse than it looked, I think.
And like, why
was
are
it
you
like through a
doing that?
table or something? Or
No,
was it
just right onto the mat.
Oh.
And
Right
then,
onto
and
the
then
mat.
dude, and then Eddie even moved out of the way anyway. Like it was a spot that he was gonna miss anyway.
Yeah.
And he under rotated.
Well, even
hit his
it was
head.
kind of weird though if you watch it again, because when we rewatched it again, he was almost like hesitating climbing the ropes. Did you notice that?
Yeah, and then he even did like a little.
Yeah, he
stutter,
did like a little, like almost like he was scared to
put
do
his
it.
arms out and stuttered, and then he was like kind of leaning before
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
jumped.
so he didn't get a full rotation for sure, and he totally fucked up that spot. And we're even sure, like, we don't even know if that's the outcome that they were
Yeah, I don't
intending
know.
for.
He just rolled him up real quick, 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
and then it was done.
Yeah, he
so.
just laid in the ring, and they were checking on him and shit. I didn't see anything after that, so hope you're okay, dude. Hope you're okay.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not comfortable doing a backflip, maybe don't next time. Like,
And that's
it's okay.
Lance Archer. Who
Yeah,
did
Lance
this.
Archer
Yeah,
did that.
Lance Archer.
Yeah. So
The
Eddie
Murder
Kingston
Hawk.
moves forward in the that Full Gear World Title Tournament.
Yeah.
World Title Contender Tournament. So it'll be Eddie Kingston and Bryan Danielson next week. And then of course,
sounds
and then it'll
horrible.
be I'm 100% sure it's going to be Moxley and fucking Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, Orange Cassidy's
So-
going to lose and get me more negative points. God, man.
Hey,
So-
give me some pause.
Well, hey, we're about to get a Bryan Danielson and John Moxley program. Are you
Oh, yeah.
excited at all for that? Like, does that sound enticing at all?
It's funny, I didn't even... No, I didn't even think
Weight-wise,
about
yeah.
that.
Yeah, because I mean that's what it's looking like it's going to end up. It's looking like it's going to be Bryan Danielson on this side, Moxley on this side. So then you'll have for the number one contendership, Moxley versus Bryan Danielson.
It's weird because... Not that they have to be, but they're such different styles of wrestlers
Yeah,
that it's like... Because he's
styles
more...
make fights.
Well, yeah, because he's more of a brawler and Danielson's more of like a... I'm going to do
A wrestler, yeah. he's
Yeah, so it's
very
kind of like...
technical.
Yeah. So
Those-
that'll
those-
be interesting. We'll see. I mean, I'm not excited. I'll say that. I'm not like,
You know
I'm
what
not
I'm
like dreading it.
You know what I'm not excited about?
What?
CM Punk and Bobby Fish next week.
Oh yeah,
Doesn't that sound so good?
dude. CM Punk
What
is
are
so
they
randomly. That meme
What are they
that Cam
doing?
sent was about or not. It wasn't even a meme. It was someone's comment that they had put on Twitter, where he's like, "Yeah, CM Punk's return's been like lackluster, essentially." You know what I mean? Like he came back and he's been with a bunch of just like I'm not saying he has to be like at the top of the.
And maybe this is his
marquee, but-
decision. Maybe it's his decision to go, you know what, look, let me use this first year to kind of like
Just get back into
my
it.
feet back under me, and then once I'm ready, I'll let you know, and then we can start the program with whoever the world champion is.
Maybe my problem
I
is
don't
that
know.
he's kind of bebopping back and forth too much.
Yeah, he's all over the place.
Yeah,
He
I
is
think
all
maybe
over the place.
that's the reason. He's like, oh, here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Like, pick kind of, he's maybe one that's not so much in a consistent storyline currently. He's kind of just like coming out to come out.
He's on TV every week though.
Yeah. Yeah, god damn it. I should have picked him. Anyway. He wasn't there when we drafted. He came out, him and fucking Cole came out the week fucking after. And Bryan Danielson. Anyway.
Well, I mean, the last thing I got for AEW for this week was how hot the crowd was.
Dude, they
You
loved
didn't
everybody.
see it. You haven't seen it yet, AJ.
No, I haven't.
But dude, their crowd last night
Yeah.
is one of the hottest crowds they've had like ever.
Dude, they
Yeah.
were
They
telling
were there
MJF
for
to shut
everything.
the fuck up. They were like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and they're in Miami,
yeah.
dude. And then
Dude.
Kingston got a huge fucking react. Everybody got a great reaction from the crowd.
Yeah.
In the ring, out of the ring. Cody got booed the fuck out of the building, dude.
Yeah.
Like, booed
Jesus.
out of the building. They were chanting, Cody sucks. I mean, like, fiercely, dude.
So he might be the next Rock, bro. You know that breakout where he's just straight heel and how
I'm
The
ready,
Rock
dude.
was-
Hey, heel Cody to me, like when he was doing the Bullet Club, and then they separated and started doing the Elite.
Right.
Dude, that was Cody was great in that role because he plays
Dude.
like he's like the head honcho. He's the money guy. He's the fucking, you know.
I think their little show, it's, by the way, season fucking finale. They just, like, it was just like a few episodes and now they're done. But I feel like that show was literally so intentional.
Oh, for this program,
Yes.
that would make sense because they
they're
play it
putting
right after.
and then it's making me not quote unquote because I know what they're doing, but it's like Brandy's coming off to be like a bitch, and she's like
Super bitch.
She's like, no, I'm gonna give the people what they want. Like they want the bitch, I'm gonna be the bitch. Fuck it. Like I'm gonna be the heel because they're having this little chit chat about, oh, you should start from the bottom and do a baby face if you really care about the fans. She's like, no, but the fans don't want that from me. Like they want me to be a bitch, so that's what I'm gonna be. And like even their interaction and her interaction with his friends, they totally build it up to make it seem as though he's kind of does what she wants and like she kind of runs the house and she's kind of an asshole. And so I think everyone's like, fuck you, Cody, you suck. You know what I mean?
You're a bitch.
Yeah, dude. So I think it's I think it was on purpose psychologically to make us think a certain way about him because we think we're
Well-
like seeing inside of the lens when they're probably still just playing us a
Well,
little
not
bit.
to mention, I mean, he's doing the big show now, right? Or the big show, or
Right.
Yeah.
whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So he's away from wrestling doing that. So the fans already are like, the diehards are like, well, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
You left.
But I
You
think
left
it's
us."
so on purpose. Like I think he's
That's
purposely.
brilliant. If that's the case, that is.
Dude, because think about
I
it.
can't
That
even-
show
that's-
literally was what 5-6 episodes. Like
I think it was like 6.
I mean,
yeah.
this is all on TBS and TNT.
when it
by
comes
the
out
way.
directly after.
Exactly.
And you get to see, and Brandy does come off like super, like, nope, this is.
She's very
Well,
Karen.
they're
She's a Karen for
They're
sure.
definitely showing that sister-in-law aspect
Oh,
too.
yeah.
You know how
Totally.
they
which I
don't
like that
each
too.
other.
Yeah, that's
well, and
hilarious.
that's kind of adding a little more heat. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because Brandy's like, well, fuck you. This is what I'm going to do. I already got fucking.
And she's defending her dad's name,
Yeah.
Dusty's name, which
Yeah.
all the older fans are like, "Oh, well then fuck this bitch."
Right.
Because that's Dusty. How can
Yeah.
how do you disrespect
Dude,
Dusty,
it's
baby?
all totally. It's all totally on purpose, my opinion. My opinion. I don't know if that's the case, but I just think
It's gotta be
I
right.
think it's the perfect psychology, and he's like the perfect wrestling mind because he's grown up with it this whole life, and
He's a promoter's son. He's no different than like Jeff Jarrett or fucking, you know what I mean? Like
he knows
Vince
the
McMahon.
ins and outs of it all, the back and the front.
All right, so I mean, the only other thing is the draft picks officially went into effect Friday,
Yep.
which was this past Friday night.
And Sheamus did finally make,
Thank God.
his little, like, because we were talking about him, like, God, I
He was
really
about
hope
to
he
get me
shows up.
minus 10 points if
Yeah,
he
dude.
didn't show up. The motherfucker.
Motherfucker.
I should have
Now,
just
now
left
you
Alexa
just have
in.
-7. Yay.
Yeah, I know, right?
Dude, it's ridiculous, man. Well, speaking of that, You guys have anything? You guys
Well, I
want
was
to jump
gonna say
right
I
into
am.
fantasy?
I am just excited about the people they did draft up from NXT to see how they do on the main roster. We don't have to get into detail on that. I just wanted to throw that out there. But no, that was good for me for the week. But yeah, fantasy wrap up if you guys want to get.
There's one more thing.
What's that?
I just read it on my sheet here. I'm glad I wrote things down. So Becky and Charlotte.
Yeah, the tension.
Yes.
Becky and Charlotte. So according to the dirty sheets, Cam's Corner's not he was booked this week, so he can't really give us all the deets. But apparently, we all seen the segment, right? We all seen the segment. Did you see the segment? AJ?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did.
So, according to the dirty sheets, Charlotte didn't want to look weak just handing the belt over to Becky. So, when Becky went to go grab the belt, Becky's probably trying to do the Becky 2 belts bullshit, and then, do that whole thing. And Charlotte's like, nah, fuck that. I don't want to do that. So she just threw the belt over to the corner of the ring. And then she had to get it, hand it back over, and then fucking Becky threw her belt at Charlotte, right? And then it hit the ground and everything. So then they picked it up and did this whole awkward ass fucking thing. It was awkward as fuck. It was awkward, uncomfortable. But then, apparently backstage, they got back there and had fucking heated words.
Because that was not the plan.
That was not the plan. So it's almost like, Charlotte went off script to fuck over Becky and kind of assert dominance and be the alpha.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And Becky's like, well, what the fuck, dude? So, again, this is just another way for me to spin that web. This is another reason why I think that Charlotte's gonna bounce, dude. Like, and even fucking MJF put that tweet out where they photoshopped her in holding the fucking WWE Women's title with the trash can.
Yep.
And I would be lying to you if I told you I was not 100% excited to see that.
Dude, I mean, it would just make sense. Her man's over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
She's like done the most she can possibly fucking do.
And she's a pro wrestler.
She is a pro wrestler.
She came from that world. So It's like, she's like, I'm done playing your fucking stupid role. Like, I'm dominant. I want to be the greatest of all time. I'm going to go.
Now they can have Ric Flair spots. You know what I mean?
And that was already kind of a thing where they were saying he's on his way.
Exactly.
So.
I know. So
it just makes too much sense. It makes too much fucking sense. It writes itself.
But you think she probably can't keep the name though, right?
Well, that was what we were talking about. Unless she legit goes and changes her name for real.
Exactly.
Like Ryback or Ultimate Warrior, like they did, where they just changed their name to that legally. So it's like, you can't legally tell me I can't use my name. You know what I mean?
Do you think that between her and between Flair and his wrestling mind and all his attorneys and his shit over the years, do you think at the beginning he was like, no, Charlotte Flair's, she owns that?
Well,
do you think that there's a clause in her contract where she already does own that? Because he's like, look, I'm Ric Flair, that's Charlotte Flair, my daughter, like that's her fucking name. She owns that shit.
Her name
because I know Cody Reynolds, I know that was a whole thing for a while. So I wonder, knowing that, if he kind of advocated on his daughter's behalf.
I mean, if she copyrighted the name herself, then she can go and do whatever she wants with it. Totally. They can't do shit. Yeah. Which to me is brilliant. Like, if you're a pro wrestler today's day and age, you have to, and that's why they always change your name. That's why they always change your name.
And do you notice they don't, I mean, yes, it's like, oh, Charlotte Flair, but they don't really refer to her in that way. She's like, acknowledge the queen this, the queen that, blah, blah, blah.
She's kind of started to break away from, she's not Rick Shadow anymore.
So, anyway, we'll see.
But I think that she needs to, it's time. Like, could you imagine if her and Sasha bounced together and went to AEW?
Sasha,
bro, wouldn't that instantly? Well, and here's the thing: Sasha's probably in that same boat with Bray.
I want Bayley to go over there.
Oh, the 4 Horsewomen would be great.
I want Bayley to go. I want Bayley to just quit her contract with WWE and just show up at AEW like a year from now. Not even like the.
Well, she's almost ready now. She's almost. Well, it would be 3 months, 90 days.
I feel like she's a lifer though.
I don't know, man.
Who's Charlotte or
Becky?
Bayley.
Excuse me, Bayley. Yeah.
Bayley got jaded. Oh, Darren Waller.
Who? Jimmy? John?
But Bayley would be ready to go here. She's got to be getting ready pretty soon, right?
Because she's a wrestler too.
She's a pro wrestler. Yeah, all of them are. They all are. They all came from that era. That's why I can't wait to see Bray. 'Cause, and fuck all the AEW fans that are like, I thought you said you're not going to use WWE guys. Brr. Like, okay, first of all, they're not WWE guys. They were indie guys before that.
Right.
They got to WWE thinking that this was going to be.
Yeah, they fell into a trap.
Yeah, they're like, hey, I'm going to be in WWE. I'm going to be one of the greatest ever. Oh, by the way, I can't do anything. Literally stifled. Can't literally do shit. Got to go. I can't even take a shit without telling.
Is there
people.
a guy in AEW right now currently that was never in an indie program that was just strictly WWE that came over?
Cody never wrestled in the indies. He started in WWE and then he started backwards basically.
Do you think he's the exception to the rule because of his family heritage?
Probably.
Because he grew up wrestling, not necessarily professionally, but he grew up wrestling, I'm sure, with his brother and his dad.
And he was an amateur wrestler who was undefeated, wasn't he? I thought, or he won
in
the
high school,
state champs.
He was undefeated. He didn't lose a match until like his junior or senior year. He lost a match, but then he ended up winning the state title.
But he's been there from the beginning too. It's not like they brought him in after the fact.
Right.
So
I'm trying to think, if there's anybody else that never did the indies. Yeah, I'd have to really look because
let's think the WWE guys that are there right now. Miro,
Maybe Randy.
I think Miro started in the WWE Performance Program.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Miro started there.
So
I
we
don't
have
think
how many
Randy started
WWE
it.
guys are there? So when you say Randy, who?
Randy Orton.
He's not in AEW though.
I
I'm
thought
talking
you said-
strictly guys who's went from WWE to AEW.
That's never been on the indies,
Right.
pretty much.
Yeah. So that basically we're a WWE quote
Homegrown
unquote talent.
WWE.
Right. So Miro,
Miro's definitely one, yeah.
but Bryan Danielson definitely.
No, he
indie.
was
No,
in the
no.
indies.
No,
Right.
no, he was in
I'm
the
just
indies.
I'm just counting all the people, right? So we have those two. We have
Cody, fucking CM Punk,
CM
which
Punk,
he was there.
Indy.
Indies. Dude, there's quite a few. Matt Hardy, Christian,
Moxley.
Well, Moxley, didn't he do some indies before?
Right.
I'm just trying to name all the
All
quote
the
unquote
WWE
WWE
guys.
guys.
Just all the ones that were at a WWE before.
Right.
No women. They don't have.
Yeah, I was
any
gonna say
women.
there's zero female talent from WWE, and maybe
I mean,
that's
Well,
Serena
no,
Deeb.
no, Ruby came.
Oh, you're
okay.
right. Ruby just
But
did debut.
she was
indie too, though, right?
Yeah,
She was indie.
Yeah,
She was
so
super
really
indie.
none. I mean, if Braun shows up, Braun would have been one.
Yeah, Braun would have been one.
So really,
yeah.
Miro's the only one. All the other dudes are.
Miro and Cody.
Yeah, so it's like, Miro and Cody are the only two quote unquote WWE made talents.
Now Miro, what did he do prior to wrestling? In WWE.
before WWE,
Yeah.
nothing. Well, he was doing like just work. I mean, he was working.
He's not like an athlete of any kind.
Oh, I mean, he's always been like a college athlete. Like he didn't play pro sports or football, nothing like that. He was. Damn, man! I just listened to a podcast with him not too long ago, and he was kind of explaining the story. Like he went to a school specifically for athletes, like in high school.
Oh.
So it was almost like a grooming thing to get you ready
a training
for
camp.
Olympics or
Almost like the arts college, like or high schools or whatever.
It's the same shit,
Yeah.
but just for sports, where
Gotcha.
it's
It
you're
was
still
a
doing-
college, yeah, kind of.
Well, it's a high school.
Yeah, it's a high school. Like
Oh, I thought he was saying it was like some like alternative school after high school, or
he did
something
that
like
too.
that.
He did that too, I believe.
Because they do
I
have
can't
high schools
remember.
out there for like special arts. So if you're like
Yeah.
a dancer or
and he
whatever,
did like rowing and like
Yeah.
you had to do multiple sports like basically to pass. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I mean?
remember he
Gotcha.
said he did rowing. And,
so he's just
Yeah.
always been athletic and decided to take the wrestling route.
Yeah. Well, then
Okay.
he was he moved to the States just for the opportunity, and he's like, well, I want to be fucking rich and famous, so what can I do? And I don't remember how he got snagged up into the performance center, but I don't know if he called them or if he.
we started
if they
on like
seen
a work
him.
visa.
Yeah, he was coming
to
over.
get into the country, and then doing that on the side, but still doing an actual job that he's required to do.
Yeah,
for the
construction or fucking.
visa. He was painting
whatever.
houses, I think it was.
Yeah,
And he started out, I think it was West Virginia. He said
something like it was on
and
the
then
East
traveled
East Coast.
to California eventually.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting. Yeah, I was just curious where his background was prior.
It's an
to.
interesting story.
Yeah.
I think it was the AEW podcast, right?
Yeah,
It's
that's
too
where I
interesting.
heard it.
Yeah.
That's where I heard it. Yeah.
Oh
I didn't mean to dive so deep into Miro's past, but
no, it's cool. Yeah, sometimes it's cool to do those deep dives.
But yeah. Anywho, I don't think that they're just capturing WWE guys. My opinion. I think that it's like we've been talking about. People get to WWE and go, "Oh, this isn't what I've been groomed for my whole life and what I was expecting."
Yeah.
I want to go work.
I'm never going to be Stone Cold. I'm never going to be John Cena.
Yeah.
You know, and again, I think John Cena was the first where Vince is like, you know what? I'm just going to push this guy because I like the way he acts and he looks. The fans don't want him, but fuck you. I'm going to push him anyway. I think he was the first experiment for that, where he's like, I'm just going to fucking keep shoving him down
Wait
your
a minute.
throat.
Hold on. Pause with the John Cena, because you said the fans didn't want him.
No.
You might not have wanted him, but
Bro,
they
the
were
motherfucker
fans
got
that
booed out the
wanted
building.
him.
John Cena
Bro,
sucks.
his
That shit's
merch
louder
sold-
than his music, bro. Yeah, of course he's got the
Bro.
merch because the kids are gonna buy his shit.
We're not
super
saying
bad.
for the
means-
entirety of his career, just
Yeah.
at the beginning, dude. At the
Well,
beginning.
it wasn't even at the. It wasn't really so much at the beginning, because when he won the
Bro, he almost
chip,
got fired in the beginning of his career.
right. Okay, so when John Cena was when he was Thugonomics.
As soon as he turned to Thugonomics, that's when he started
That's
catching
when he
fire.
started getting
Because he
fire,
started
right, and-
roasting motherfuckers.
Yeah, and then that
Right,
shit gets
but-
over because it's funny.
But when he turned into Super Cena, the Soldier John Cena, that's when it was like, okay, no, we're done with John Cena.
Well, he
And I
turned
was on
into
that.
like fucking all of a sudden now he's military guy.
He's the
like,
Marine,
It's
when he
fucking
became the Marine.
stupid. Yeah, it made no
Oh,
sense.
Yeah, the movie.
And dude, ever since that point, everybody's like, okay, we're off the John Cena bandwagon.
Yeah.
But Vince is like, I don't care what you say or think. He's Hogan. He's Hogan. He's today's Hogan. But and you know, you can't say anything about back in those days because Hogan was over as fuck. Like nobody was bigger than Hogan at that time. Randy kind of made his way up there. Ultimate Warrior made his way up there. You know what I mean?
But Hogan was Hogan.
But Hogan was getting the biggest reactions, period. You know what I mean? Whereas when you got John Cena getting pushed to the fucking moon, you got a guy like Daniel Bryan that comes in and literally the fans just take over the show. And they're like, yo, dude, we want Daniel Bryan. And you're over here giving us fucking John Cena for like the 12th year in a row.
Well, they're using John Cena, and I don't know how much validity this has, but just my opinion, John Cena's not the Make-A-Wish kind of guy. My opinion. He's the raunchy sense of humor kind of guy that we just saw in that most recent movie that we've been watching. Like, that's him as an actual person, because even when you watch like the Bellas back in the day, dude, that's the kind of shit when he goes back to home with his friends, like he's party guy. He's like fucking funny, gonna rip your ass, like party guy, basically. Like I'm gonna rib you, I'm gonna make a bunch of dirty jokes. Like that's who John Cena is. He's not this wholesome, oh, I love the children.
He's super anal too,
blah,
like
blah,
super
blah, blah,
anal.
blah.
Very OCD.
So I'm sure a lot of that whole, beat cancer and, fucking Make-A-Wish Foundation, blah, blah, blah. A lot of that was probably Vince like, hey, you're going to be this guy that's going to get this demographic of my kids. Like, I need you to do these fucking Make-A-Wish things. And I'm sure a part of him, is like a good person and wants to do it. Yes.
Of course.
But I think John's also a businessman. And I think that that's what was best for business. So he's like, yeah, I'm going to do the most fucking Make-A-Wish things so that way we can sell the most merch.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Like, you don't think they're making money off that Carter's Cure? Is it Carter? What is
Connor.
it? Connor's
Connor.
Cure?
Connors. No, they're definitely not making money off of that.
Oh, they
no.
definitely are. Because it's almost like
It's a part of
They
a
sell-
charitable
They sell
donation.
bracelets.
Yeah,
and
they
all
sell
that.
merch.
But that
No,
all
but
goes to
a
the
portion,
charity.
I'm sure,
Portion.
goes to charity.
No,
A
what
portion
basically
of it, I'm sure.
it's kind of like collateral or something. Not well, it's an offset. I don't know what to say. How I'm trying to say this, but basically, because he's doing all that good stuff, people's like, oh, let's buy his merch.
Right,
You know?
right. All the parents are buying him the merch. It's like,
Yeah.
holy shit, he's doing everything. And Grant, to his credit, like you just said, he's the hardest fucking worker.
It's a
ever
plus.
outside
it's
of the
a plus. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
pretty much.
it's
It's a bonus.
Yeah, the icing on the
The
cake.
charity is
basically.
all legit and accurate and right and the way it should be, and
But you
Yeah.
know
Good
that
for
they're
that,
not
great
doing
for
that
that.
charity because of the goodness of their hearts.
I'm sure a little bit is, you know what I mean, but
Some of it.
they're also getting paid. to
Right.
do that.
they're also
Yeah.
we're gonna
Dude,
make some.
and you know how much
other-
advertisements that they're like, oh, if we sponsor this, this, and this, oh, our shit's going to be everywhere. Oh, plus now we look good because and even they do like the Susan B. Komen or whatever. Dude, if you do actual research, that's probably one of the worst fucking charities.
Yeah, dude. All the charities are like
They're non-profit.
quote unquote.
Non-profit just means there's no money left over after you've paid and done all your things. So they just
Yeah.
pay out their people like
They're getting
mad
paid.
money.
Yeah, they're getting paid.
So it's quote unquote non-profit because we don't have any money at the end of the year, but we're giving out bonuses and we're doing X, Y. Anyway,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
digress.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a lot of it is good.
They're
for
doing
business.
great deeds. Don't get me wrong. They're doing great deeds for the people, but it kind of is a scam too.
Yeah.
You know, people are making money off that shit when they say they're not.
Well, and
know.
that's why he's like, no, we need to keep pushing John because look how much merch I'm getting from all these children.
And he's willing to do it. To his credit, he's fucking making money, dude. And he's worked harder than anybody ever outside of the ring in professional wrestling. Would you agree? Nobody's ever worked harder than John Cena, period.
I agree. 100%.
Like, and to his credit, he deserves to be in that spot. But at the same time, like, hey, man, when you got to do business, you got to do business.
Well, here's the thing. John's like a freak of nature, and he's just willing to put in the work and sleep 2 hours a night. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Literally.
To his credit, he's a fucking monster. He's a maniac.
Yeah. But John...
All those type A's are.
I think it's just, that was more of a business move than it was like a from the good of my heart move. In my opinion, not to discredit what they're doing and not to sound like the total asshole here. Like I totally am still down with the charities and think they're doing a good thing.
Yeah, it's a great thing.
But
yeah.
Kimmy's wet blanket moment, ladies and gentlemen.
I think it's more for business than it is for the feels. Like, oh, I did a good thing. You know what I mean? It's almost like when you do a good deed, but you're like, hey, did you see this good deed that I did? Did you see it? Hey, did you see what I did? Hey. Yeah. Like people that really want to just do something good don't need credit for it. They're just like, no, I'm going to go do something good.
Like the people who go do anonymous when they buy off the layaway at like Walmart and they anonymously do it.
Yeah.
You don't know who it ever is, but they pay off like everybody's layaway.
But John Cena comes out and it's like, he's made over 1 million Make-A-Wishes. Yeah. It's like, wow.
It's like,
that's why I always keep
I don't know if it's a million, but it's a fucking ton of them.
He's like, I'm just going to wait for someone to pay off my shit.
I'm just going to wait for somebody to pay it off. I pay $1.
Hey, I'm glad for him, man. I love the fact that the kids think he's Superman, you know, because he was scripted that way. Yeah. And I love the fact that everybody buys his merch and, you know, The Rock called him the Fruity Pebble bitch or whatever the fuck it was.
And it made him over $1 million.
He made fucking buku money off that shit. He started selling his t-shirts in all the colors. Like, yeah, dude, so...
And he's a legit superhero. He's legit Peacemaker now, so...
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
So yeah, there you go.
Anyway, that was a very good publicity move.
Soapbox. Yeah.
Game, set, match. John Cena.
But yes, anyway. He deserves it. He's a hard worker. But anyway, off of that...
Sorry, we got way off the rails there. We can probably... Yeah,
it got a little bumpy, but we're back. We're back. So, I got nothing else but fantasy, y'all. So, if you want to jump into that, if there's anybody got anything else? We good?
Oh, we got fantasies and then our winners and losers of the week. So there you go.
Okay, so let's jump into fantasy. So the gap is getting a little bit closer and also a little bit farther. So to go ahead and round out the week here, so we'll start with the week's recap. So in last place for the second week in a row, Kimmy with 4 points. In fourth place, Mr. B with 6 points. And then we got, looks like Cam in third place with 20 points. And then me with 23 points. And then AJ, 25 points to win the week.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
And then the grand totals, that moves everybody. So fifth place, Mr. B, 106. And then we got Cam in fourth place at 121. I am in third place at 129, and then way the fuck up there, Kimmy in second place. The mighty have fallen, 157, and AJ takes the lead with 165.
Mm-hmm. Way to knock me off the pedestal. I'm really not happy about that.
How you doing over here?
So well, Kimmy got negatives all over the board this week.
Dude, so bad.
I don't know. The way it's going, I feel like I secured #1 overall pick.
I don't know, man. I was like way super in last place just 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean?
See, most of my roster is AEW.
That is true. But here's the thing. Like when Full Gear hits, you're fucking going to... Your points are probably going to explode.
When's Full Gear again?
Whoa, when is Full Gear? Like November, right?
Was it before or after our draft?
Oh, good question.
I think it's after.
Let's see. I'm about to pull that up right now on the old Google machine.
It's funny. I'm sitting here looking, though. AJ is actually the only person that hasn't moved their roster so far.
Yeah, he still has a move if he wants.
Yeah.
Cameron Grimes.
November 13th.
I know he hasn't been doing shit. November 13th?
November 13th. Let me see when Survivor Series is. Survivor Series.
Series.
That's when we do our draft, yeah?
Yeah. I hope Cam makes that one. That one's November 21st. So Full Gear is going to happen before, like
Our draft.
almost a full week or two before our draft. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I may make up some points on maybe. Because I feel like MJF is going to start getting more TV time now again.
Yeah.
Because this is the shake-up where we get 2 moves, right?
Yes.
Coming up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, not draft, but yes, shake up. So
Okay.
we can make 2 moves. So you best believe Sheamus is going to be the fuck out of there. And dude, the Young Bucks, man.
I might be dropping Shinsuke.
I don't know. I feel like they're so hot, cold, hot, cold.
I think
Bianca's
I'm going to get
been-
rid of the Mysterios and redraft someone else.
I think I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna drop Sheamus, and I think I'm gonna pick up a backup. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
I might drop Darby, too.
Ooh, yeah, he's only got 23 total. I
Yeah,
did write
but-
down the point values for everybody total. So
Well, in Orange Cassidy, he has 15, 16? And
16.
he hasn't been here for too long.
yeah, he just started a couple weeks back. You just got him in 3 weeks ago now. This is
Yeah.
the 3rd week, so that's not terrible.
We'll
I mean,
see.
Drew had me like -1 point for like a month. So
Because I might just keep Mansoor and Holly as my backup and then just redraft 2 new people to my main roster.
well, you can only keep one of them though.
What?
You can only keep Mansoor or Ollie
Well,
because they're not
okay,
a tag team anymore.
correct. I'm Mansoor then.
Yes.
Which we're establishing now, correct? They're no longer a tag, so I'm going to
Yeah.
make that.
Well, and that was actually established last cast. We just didn't make it official.
yeah, so it's
Yeah.
officially official.
Yeah.
So it's officially official.
Mansoor
Right?
is on my backup. So I might just keep him right the fuck where he is and then just shake up the
That's
other
probably
2.
not a bad idea because Mansoor, I feel like, is going to be one of those like they're going to put him in matches every week. It seems like
It
you know
seems
what I
like
mean?
they have been, and I'm kind of regretting my move. Like, I feel like I shouldn't have done that.
Uh-oh.
Bathroom break. It was an emergency, obviously. He got up very
Listen,
quickly.
yeah, I'm like, damn, did somebody get beat up or something?
I know we were going to maybe potentially tell ghost stories, but dude, we've been chit-chatting about wrestling this whole goddamn time.
No, that's what we do. This is what the MACKDOWN Podcast is all about, baby. Your weekly update on what's going on in our lives, with wrestling included. So that's how we do it. We're a podcast about our lives with wrestling in the background.
I know we were like, well, Halloween's coming up next week. Maybe we could tell a, spooky story or one of our experiences about us, a paranormal experience or some shit.
Yeah, y'all just want to hear about the bloody night again.
I mean, I've heard it, you know what I mean, but not everyone has.
Not the whole audience, right? Yes. Ooh. I'll throw some pictures up there too. I'll hashtag them.
Well, I don't know if we're doing it now. Shit, we've been recording for... I don't even know how long it's been, actually.
It's been almost
It's been
over
it's
an
been
hour.
a while. It's
Maybe an hour and a
1:55
half.
right now on my gallery timer up there.
It's been a while.
Almost
since
2
we
hours,
hit
maybe.
Almost 2 hours.
on a pod.
We'll wait till our fourth gets back.
We could just
'Cause I
break
really
out
don't-
into song in the meantime.
Uh.
Hey, there he is.
In better than ever.
Usually I'm good. I can wait, but not that time. I've been sitting here like for the last 5 minutes, like shaking my legs, like okay, I got to go.
I know I went right
Gotta
before
go,
we
gotta write
started,
down.
just in case.
But yes, so I don't know what you guys just said while I was
Nothing
gone.
important.
But yeah, so to recap real quick, AJ, number 1, 165. Kimmy, number 2, 157. Mike, well, I'm getting all of us mixed up.
Myself.
Myself, Mike, 129. And then we got Cam with 121, Mr. B with 106. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little upset that I'm in 3rd place right now.
He was trying to secure that fucking
I really
first
wanted that.
round draft pick.
Yeah, I really wanted that first pick, so
Right in the middle of the pack.
and now I'm in the middle, which really sucks. Because there's so many fucking options. There are so many options right now that can be like viable options. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start paying attention over the next few weeks and just see who I might really want to start
Yeah.
making a move on.
Because I was even thinking Damian Priest, but I'm like, he's actually been off TV now the
He
past couple
has.
weeks. So it's
Yep.
like, it's kind of hit and miss. Like,
Very much so.
this is really a chart to tell you who they're pushing, essentially.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, in AEW, folks, I'm like, ooh, I might just only want one. I might only want to take one negative for the week. Like, taking 2 negatives is just really hard. And the
Yeah, and
Mysterios
Mr.
got
B
me.
is like, I could take 4 negatives.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, the Mysterios have got to go. I think I'm done
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah, I'd get rid of them.
I thought for sure they'd be split up by now, and I could just have Dominic, and that would be like a whole thing. But nah.
Well,
They're just
it seemed like they planted
They're gonna feud,
seeds.
and then
Yeah, they
fade off
planted
into the
seeds, and then
distance,
it's
and
like
you'll never hear
2
from
weeks
them.
you don't see shit or hear shit from them. You know what I mean?
It's just annoying.
Plus, I mean, it's like they make the feud so fucking small. It's like a match with
Yeah.
a little bit of backstage here and there, and maybe in-ring, promo or something like that. And
Yeah.
that's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's all
And
Sheamus got was a little.
Then our
hoot.
guys are like floundering, and we're like, "Fuck, getting negative points here."
Yeah, you look like you're barely treading water.
It's all
Well,
right.
you move the Mysterios to Raw. That's 3 hours of television. They're definitely going to get them in there. It's Rey Mysterio.
They have to, right? Like they have to. They need to get something. Like I'm really glad that Seth is over there now.
Yeah.
Really glad.
Hey, you can open up that whole feud again. Put
No,
Dominic
no,
by
no.
himself.
No, man, fuck that.
Yeah.
Seth
for
is,
sure.
Seth is ready. Seth is ready for the spotlight, in my opinion. Seth in any role with the world title picture sounds amazing. Because he's got the best story going. His character has been on fucking point, dude. He's really settled into this role. He does the crazy suits every week, which is awesome because it keeps him fresh. You know what I mean? So, and he's made it his thing. Like he's made it unique to him. You know what I mean? The suits, because nobody's doing that. So,
I agree.
but yeah.
Well, you guys want to do winners and losers of the week, or
Yeah, I was gonna say we recap the week really with the fantasies. So, who wants to start? You guys want to start with your losers? Losers
Me.
first, winners last.
sure?
Sure.
Okay,
I don't want to go first though.
I'll go first.
all right.
Well, my loser is definitely Malachi Black.
Okay, yeah, he did. He did.
He
give you
actually
your first
lost. He lost the match between Cody, of course, for sure. And I got negative points for him, didn't I? I think it was all I got
No,
was
you
a
got-
point.
You got. Yeah, you get to get
8 point.
2 points.
Was it 2 points?
You got 2
I like how you're
points.
basing your loser off of your fantasy.
Well, there's nothing else I can base it off. I didn't watch much of Dynamite either. I don't remember much of it.
Yeah, it came on. Yeah, it was on last night.
Okay.
Okay, AJ, you got a loser?
Yeah, my losers of the week is actually co-losers, and it's championships. It's the Intercontinental and the United States
The
Championships.
singles champions.
Those. I mean, it's a shame that we have these championships mean something of some type of value. I mean, I get the U.S. title, but then again, I don't. You have a pay-per-view. You got 4 hours of television capacity. You can't squeeze in 2 championship matches. I mean, that's a little unrealistic, but I guess it is what it is when it pertains to how WWE wants to use that. So my losers, like I said, the championships, it's just they're useless. And then of course Shinsuke getting me negative points. I'm gonna jump on your bandwagon, Mr. B, because you shouldn't be losing. You shouldn't be losing championship contendership matches. That means you should lose the belt right there. And then of course my winner, we know.
Oh wait, did you want to do winner, or you want to wait until
Oh, okay.
We're
Go
going
ahead,
round
keep
table
then.
go
losers.
around the table for losers?
Go for it.
All right, my loser is and I feel bad for saying this, but I'm gonna say it's Lance Archer, man, because I hate the fact that he hurt himself, but I like, bro, you're too big to be doing that shit, man. Like, stay in your lane, right? Like, you don't need to fucking do backflips and shit. It doesn't add anything. You are gonna miss it anyway.
Yeah.
Like, it literally doesn't add fucking anything except for, oh man, the big man did a backflip. But if you're gonna do it, make it fucking mean something. Don't just waste it in a fucking useless spot like that, and now you're hurt. So
Yep.
hopefully it's a quick recovery. Hopefully it was just a concussion. Hopefully it's nothing serious. But my loser of the week, yes, Lance Archer.
My loser of the week is Shayna Baszler not advancing in the tournament.
Unfortunate.
Damn.
I was
That's-
gonna say Shayna, but
That's my loser. Not because love Shayna. She's not a loser, but the spot they're putting her in,
yes, agreed.
that loses. That loses in my mind, and unfortunate for her. So.
She just went right back to the bottom of the fucking, like, literally to the bottom of the barrel.
Dude, and here's the thing, like, now in the Queen's Crown, you know who's gonna win now. Like, oh, Doudrop won this match. Okay, well, obviously Vega's gonna. Okay, obviously Zelina Vega's gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it just makes it not exciting at all. And like I said, she deserves a
Very
push, so.
predictable.
All right, that's my loser.
All right, so that's everybody's loser.
So then my winner,
Yeah, you want to kick it off?
My winner is King Woods.
Nice. I'm going to jump on that because that's also mine. Yep.
So my winner is Shayna. No, I'm just kidding. My winner is definitely Mr. Woods. Yes, King Woods himself
Nice.
has been crowned and coronated. Mr. Mac.
That is also mine. Yeah, I'm going to piggyback because holy shit. I mean, first of all, it's his very first singles accomplishment ever in WWE, which is crazy. He's been there for
So long.
Ever.
so fucking long, and man, he deserves it. He's not all the brains behind that operation, but like you said last week or the week before, Mr. B, he's the reason why they're together. Like he's the reason he put them together because they were all floundering, and he's pretty much done a lot of the psychology for the matches, like the whole bit, like the whole Usos and New Day Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
That's all him. You know what I mean? Like he pretty much came up with a lot of those spots. So
I mean, you got the veteran in Kofi, and then Big E is definitely a main event-ish talent now.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's
he
settling
is.
in
I
that
mean,
role.
he is main event. He's got the title. He's proven himself.
Yep.
And then you have Woods, who has some indie experience, and then came to NXT and.
Just climbed his way up the ranks. Yeah, just trying to find a way to fit in.
Well, and I'm going to go King Woods as well, and
Nice.
partially for the reason that I know that the King of the Ring tournament specifically was, as you said to me, that he grew up watching that, and that's what
Yeah.
really sparked his interest in love and wrestling was that King of the Ring tournament.
That's the reason
So
he got in it. Yeah.
I'm glad that his individual, move to the top is going to be like, that avenue basically. So I think that's special for him,
Yeah, because there's only been a select. I mean, if you really think about it, there's only been a select amount of people that have been the King of the Ring. You know what I mean? Like, so it holds prestige. You know what I mean? But for him to do it, I think he's the second black guy to do it
What, after Booker?
after Booker, right? Because Booker was the only. He was.
Mabel.
That's right, Mabel. God, can we forget about that? Actually,
You want to cut that part out? All right, we're
Jesus.
going to edit that out the show.
no, I'm just saying that Mabel just was not. He's not the guy. And he never was.
Like, how did that even happen?
Sorry, I'm not talking ill of the dead, but yeah, why? I mean, he's just
Kind of are.
sorry. I apologize.
Bad juju.
Sorry. Rest in peace, King Mabel.
Boom.
The V, man. He had the V.
Hey, he did have a custom King of the Ring belt made for him. Like you've seen there's pictures of that King of the Ring championship that kind of float around the internet every once in a
Right.
while. That's his. He had that made, and WWE never let him use it.
They should have.
Yeah.
I always said I would love to have a King of the Ring belt. You know what I mean? Like
That'd
They
be
should.
better.
the
I
crown's
think.
cool, but like nobody wants to wear a fucking crown every day. You know what I mean? Even like the ring would be cool, like the King of the Ring.
Well,
Make it just a ring.
It's kind of yeah, there you go. Yeah, I was
You know
gonna
what I
say
mean?
because having a title is kind of difficult because you're never really like defending it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You're not really
Yeah, true story.
because you're not gonna just hold it till the next King of the Ring.
True. Yeah, I get. Yeah, it's true.
So I get
That's
it.
true.
I get it.
It's just the title at this
They
point.
should give him a championship ring. Why not?
That'd be
That'd be
hilarious. They did that with MVP when MVP won the U.S. title. Do you remember that? When MVP won the U.S. title the first time, he had a U.S. championship ring made,
His little pinky ring.
No.
and he wore the championship ring instead of the belt for a while.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, when he first came onto the scene, right? When he was
I don't
with JBL, right?
Yeah, I don't remember it too much. No.
Yeah.
I got to go
that
back
era
and check
was-
that out.
That era was
That's
kind of
awesome.
right as I was checking out, you know? I was getting on the plane to get the fuck out of there.
Mhm. We're done.
But yeah.
Well,
But
speaking
that would
of
be
being
cool.
done,
Yeah, I was going to say.
is that it?
Is there anybody got any last moment, last things? They just started the women's TBS title tournament. The top four
Yeah.
women got a bye into the next round. The other ones had a match to see who faces them. So don't really know who's all moved on. I know Ruby's moved on for sure. Penelope fought Ruby, right?
Is that who she fought last? I don't remember.
I think it was. Yeah, but I think so. The top four was Nyla Rose, Jade. Who else? Who else am I missing here? I feel terrible. Was it Kushida?
Kushida,
Yeah, I think it might have been Kushida.
And then who else? No, because Kushida's going to fight Serena Deeb this week.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Never mind.
I'm not going to lie, dude. I'm very bad at knowing all the names
Yeah,
of
me
the,
too.
of
Have
the
to go
wrestlers
back.
in AEW for sure. Especially the female talent. I'm very bad at that.
Yeah, they're just, yeah.
I wish I could be more like women power and know everything, but I don't because they're not interesting.
Whoa, isn't it Statlander? Statlander's one of them.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think?
she is one of them. So there's one I'm
Statlander,
missing.
Rose,
Jade.
Nyla Rose.
And then Jade, and then
Jade.
there's one more. Oh, is it Thunder Rosa, maybe? Yeah, it's Thunder Rosa. All right, so those are the 4 that got the bye. The other ones are going to be having a match. Couldn't tell you. It just sparked my memory. Last thing, you had did you have a thought on the women in Saudi having to cover all having the women's perspective on that?
Look, I have mixed feelings on it, right? Because they're like, oh, women are allowed to wrestle over here. We're breaking barriers, blah, 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 blah. However, you're literally still, I don't want to say condoning. What's the word I'm looking for? Enabling bad behavior in a way because you're literally going to a country that's still very much oppresses their women. Very, very much so oppresses their women.
Yeah.
And not in like a, oh, you can't show your body kind of way, like in a lot of different ways.
Every way. Like,
Dude.
you're just a slave, basically.
Yeah, so, and, and people that live there may want to disagree with that. We are the Western world, and, we have different viewpoints on things.
They are very religious over there, too.
We're the
Like, I'm
Western.
very dumb when I feel like I'm talking about this stuff because I don't know enough, but...
But I just feel like it's widely known that shit's not kosher over there. You know
Not
what I mean?
kosher, yeah.
And, like, even, Sasha Banks, for example, dude, they were literally in Saudi and then the following day in Kansas. And she re-wore her exact same outfit that she wore in Saudi, but without that stupid fucking t-shirt. Because she's almost like, dude, I had this outfit special made to cover my whole body up to my neck. And they're still like, put on a fucking t-shirt because it's too tight. I can see too much of your body shape. Like, but you want to go work over there? Like, if me as a woman, I'd be like, maybe like that's why like Charlotte wasn't there because she's like, no. I'm not going to go to a fucking country where women are still actively being oppressed.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to just
And then,
exploit
we can
that
have
kinda.
matches and great, but we're still having to wear awkward-ass T-shirts and
Well,
full
and-
body suits.
And they all had full body suits underneath their t-shirts.
Right, yeah. It was just awkward looking.
Well, and
man,
you could tell
yeah.
that Sasha kind of like almost thought about it ahead of time. Like, I'm going to have this full ass outfit. And they're like, nope, still cover it up. So it's kind of like, dude, she wore it the next day just so she can be like, hey.
Yeah, look at this. Look at all the fucking effort and money I spent on this fucking thing.
Dude, legitimately. So that part of it is from a woman's perspective. No, I wouldn't support it. But it's a man's world.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
It's
and Vince McMahon's an old white, so he's going to
He's
do what old
definitely
whites
that.
do and just disregard fucking,
Everything.
bigotry and homophobia and misogynistic behavior and just be like, but the money.
Money, 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 money.
I mean, I feel that whole event was just catered to them anyways, and we were just privy to watch it. Really.
Yeah, it's pretty much a
just
paid
the-
show.
Really?
It's pretty much a paid show. That the Prince is paying for them to come over there and have this WrestleMania quality
Exactly.
show, and we get to watch it because why not? They're spending all
Because
that
we're
money.
paying for Peacock.
Which fuck Peacock, Jesus Christ, dude.
Oh,
Peacock.
Peacock, man. Come on.
Anyway.
Damn. Anyway, yeah.
So that's my 2 cents on it, as far as the woman's
Damn you,
perspective.
Vince, for selling.
Some people may think differently. Obviously, the wrestlers that go there think differently.
They're getting fucking
Paid.
paid. Yeah.
But, I mean, dude, and then to have to come back to Kansas the next day, like, you can't even keep
Kansas,
them on the
dude.
East Coast. They're like, hey, let's go to the very fucking middle of the country.
Yeah, the most bland fucking state outside of maybe Oklahoma ever.
Yeah. Dude.
Jesus
Anyway,
Christ.
love you guys in Kansas, but if you live there,
Doing-
fuck Kansas.
Fuck
Kansas, the state,
sorry. It
sucks.
just- it sucks for traveling. That's what I'm
It's
saying.
everything. Food
When I
sucks,
say
dude. The
fuck
travel
Kansas,
sucks.
I say fuck traveling Kansas.
Yeah, I don't like Kansas either.
Yeah, fuck Kansas.
Fuck Kansas. All
Get
right.
out of there as soon as possible.
Are we going to go ahead and ring the bell on that? Fuck Kansas?
Yeah.
Wow.
All the Kansasans will hate us.
It's all right.
Remember, not all views are brought to you by the entire staff of the podcast. Views are independently owned and operated by each individual person. But
Look-
do make sure you follow us at MACKDOWN Podcast for more details. Back
I
to
mean,
you.
Just don't do a road trip. That's all I'm saying.
Even Dorothy wanted to get the fuck out of Kansas until she was attacked by like a witch and like fucking flying monkeys. And she's like, you know what? Maybe I'll go back to Kansas because like that seems better.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Literally flying monkeys had to like attack her in order for her to go, you know what? Let me go back to the farm because
all right, I
nobody
guess
wants to live in Kansas.
Now,
I guess
that was
Kansas
pretty much
will be what it
Jersey.
is.
Shit.
All right, y'all.
Well,
All
that-
right. Yeah, let's get the
Well,
fuck
shit,
out
for
of here.
everybody here at the at MACKDOWN Podcast, every fucking time. For everybody here at MACKDOWN Podcast,
Shout out to all our subscribers, all 8 of you.
yes.
Yeah,
Hey,
Vic.
Bring
Chime-
more
Hey,
people.
Yeah, chime in if you wanna jump on, and we can definitely make arrangements for that too. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, we're out of here. So again,
Leave us
We
a
out.
review.
Leave
Yeah.
us a review.
like, comment, subscribe, share at MACKDOWN Podcast. We're out.
I'm hungry.
See y'all later.
I'm dead. I'm not gonna look at it no more.
Dead. Dead?
I'll look at it.
I don't know. I was asking. I never played online like that.
And
But
I
this-
have.
When a hero comes along with the strength to carry on.
See, this is why I can't save money because people are like, yeah, just save money. But you're like, yeah, but if I want to do anything fun at all ever, I can't. Because people, like, some people are like, oh, Topgolf, yeah, an afternoon. And I'm like, yeah, cool, that's the rest of my money. So it's like, do I want to eat or do I want to, like, spend the rest of my money on Topgolf?
I want to eat.